You really gave me like a really small Hennessy compared to
Oh, look at the size.
our guy over there. Look
Not
at this
everything is a competition in this industry.
Alright,
That's
well.
what I'm. That's
one.
what
No, I don't need any more. It's
no,
fine.
Rudy, sit down. Get the microphone.
Dude, he's got half a litre in that glass.
We
over
can
there.
start recording. I can multitask over here.
Well, yeah, we are sort of recording. Well, yeah, you can multitask. Go for it. Let's do it.
So would you like to explain what's happening right now?
All right, well, Rudy, I will. Welcome to Left Brain, Right Brain podcast. I'm here with George from Satan on Weekends as Left Brain.
Hello. Well,
And I'm Right Brain. And Rudy has just, Rudy from Delta Rigs. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
And you're wait, what are you doing? You're pouring a glass of Heineken. What is it? Hennessy?
Hennessy. We've got Hennessy, very special cognac.
I really appreciate this. I just want to say this is the most comfortable I've ever been in the podcast. You're topping up George's drink because he complained about it before.
Well, that was
Apparently, I can't handle my Hennessy.
Well,
You
that's
don't look like you can handle your
I don't
Hennessy
look
at
like
all.
I can handle my Hennessy.
He already had a Bloody Mary before he came in. That's what he didn't tell you.
George can smash 12 vodka cruisers, but if you get the Hennessy in front of him, it just all
He's
goes
a maniac,
pear-shaped.
that man.
All right, that's a good start. Everyone just start bullying me.
Yeah, we don't endorse. Yeah, bullying isn't one of our sponsors on the Left Brain Right Brain podcast.
I believe I prefer the term banter.
Banter, yeah, just good
I like
old fashioned
it. Yeah, I like
Aussie
it.
banter, you
Yeah.
know.
Rudy's warming to me. It's your way of endearment.
And Bailey, who's a black and white staffy cross to our left, is.
Oh yeah, we got the dog as well.
We've already bought her. She's gone to sleep.
Yeah,
She's
she's
hit
a
it.
representation of our audience base.
She's super stoked right now to have some friends in the room.
She's actually super stoked. She gets really wigged out on Smith Street, which is just up the road from where we're recording this. Do you like how I'm trying to paint a picture?
No, that's what you mean to do.
I'm a visual learner.
Like I'm
that's
telling.
really nice.
I'm not just saying look over to the left. I'm trying to.
No, you're
describe.
storytelling.
I'm trying.
You're storytelling. Where are we right now?
And I just ruined it by explaining what I'm doing. Where
are we right now?
We're in Collingwood, Victoria, Melbourne, 3067, I think's the postcode.
That's you've just okay. You've actually doxed yourself now.
Yeah.
We've had people joking about doxing, but
we're
you've
still
actually
mysterious.
doxed it.
But we're inside.
Oh, we're inside a recording studio
Yeah,
that I work out of in Collingwood,
with
which
like
is
a 30,000 synths next to me.
which
There's
is
a lot of sense.
Yeah,
it's sneakily hidden inside a building. It looks like it should have been knocked down 15 to 20 years ago.
I don't think it's the only one.
Nah.
I think there'd be a few floating around Collingwood.
This is the best type of studio that, especially, well, except with the exception of the shithole that's outside. It's like when you walk in, it makes the studio look more impressive.
yeah.
Whereas-
You had a portrait of the Beatles outside. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. That was here when I got here.
That's the story.
Yeah.
You said you were going to tell me
If
a
it was up
story
to-
about that shit, and
If it
that's
was up to me, I like.
You don't like the Beatles?
I don't know. I like the Beatles. I would have put the Stones up
Really?
if we had to go that old. Oh, who do you prefer? The Beatles
Honestly, I'd
or the
agree with you.
Stones?
He's a big fucking George's a huge Stones fan.
No, I reckon.
No,
the Beatles,
I just did. We talk about it. We were talking
We spoke
about
about
like
it
the
two
golden era of the Stones
No,
from
that
like
was with the guy-
69 to 71.
that was with the other guy.
I was talking. And it was all about. It was about that time when Brian Jones was just leaving, and there was like a crossover there.
Yeah. I can't remember the record.
Really, this shit's strong as fuck.
Well, it's just
It's the strongest
just-
thing I've
Man, you're
ever
going
had.
on pretty
it's
hard.
just
pretty quick.
alcohol
Yeah, maybe I'm the one that
without a
can't handle it.
mixer. We only have one ice cube to water it down.
Yeah.
We've also got a bottle of
Donated by
We're really
my
painting a picture right now.
see my good buddy Jackson, who I do a lot of writing and stuff with. You can thank him for these. He
Thank
bought
you,
these in.
Jackson, for your 43 Hennessy.
And he's also got the Glenfiddich up there that is yet to be opened.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait. We said we'll open that when we do something.
Also,
That's
it's
We'll open
currently
that halfway
Monday.
through the podcast.
Is it a Monday morning? Where are we at right now?
It's a Monday at like
Midday.
12 o'clock or
well,
1
we
o'clock. Melbourne time.
excuse me. We'll crack that when we actually finish something.
There we go.
We'll crack that once we introduce our guest. He's been chatting and actually, more of a co-host than a guest at this stage, right?
Mm.
But Rudy, you're from Delta Rigs?
Yes.
The Delta Rigs?
That is the Delta
It's
Rigs.
the Delta
Sorry
Rigs.
about that. I fucked up.
That's
You
right.
can swear on the program as well.
Yep. That's right. The Delta Rigs. And Rudy's not even my real name, so don't know.
Yeah, we
is
found
anything
that out
real?
yesterday with George. We did a bit of snooping.
What you just Googled, Rudy?
Yeah.
Well,
we
you
just
have to do research, and you don't have a mindless Wikipedia page that just hands everything to you. So I had to go through beat interviews and bits and pieces all over the place.
Yeah.
It's real hard to understand what's happening with Delta
Yeah,
Rigs.
what's the deal with your name, Rudy?
It's along like where the nickname came from.
Yeah.
Your name's
Do you
Alex.
consider it a nickname or is
On
it
the
a name
record.
now?
No, it's a nick. Oh, I don't know. It's like my parents live on the Gold Coast, and that's where we're all from originally. And like up there, it's like Markwell was my name, which is just my last name.
Oh yeah.
Sydney, it seems to be Rudy, and down in Melbourne, it's like Alex.
Really? So did we kind of like fuck up by calling you?
Nah, you can do whatever. I introduced myself as Alex because I feel like a bit of a twerp introducing myself as a nickname. Like, oh, look at this, I've got this mystique, Rudy.
But like, what is it about Sydney that brings the Rudy out?
I think it's just that's where it was coined, and then I got introduced as Rudy.
When you're backstage at a gig and there's a bunch of babes, how are you introducing yourself after a few Hennessy's?
Mr. Markwa.
I introduced myself as Alex, but the rest of the band introduces me as Rudy.
So that fucking confuses the shit out of it.
Yeah, and I haven't stuck to one because then you look at there's no Rudy on Spotify credits, so it's like
who's that guy?
That's just Alex Markwell. So if I went two ways, then it'd be like, well, who did this, Alex or Rudy? But then maybe I've also people looked for
it gives you room to pivot.
Yeah, I could pivot
when they zig, you zag.
Do you feel like there's like a Norman Bates kind of thing with that? Like, like Psycho 1 and 2, where it's like, am I Rudy or am I Alex?
Maybe when I turn, I become Rudy.
When the Hennessy kicks.
But to answer your question of where it came from, it was a long progression.
Yeah.
And it started with Alex Markwell to Alex Marklar to the Planet Marklar to Rudy Marklar to the Rudy Maharishi to the Rudy Ma, and then down to Rudy.
Can we stay on the Rudy Maharishi? Was that when you went to India and grew out your beard?
No, that's when we were listening to a lot of the Black Crows and thought we were like hippie, free spirit types.
Every band goes through that, right?
Yeah, rock and rollers. You need to have.
I'm going through that right now.
My hair was past, like just about to hit my hips.
Yeah.
Like wearing flowy things and hats and then big fur jackets.
Did you meet the actual guy himself, the big dog himself?
Well, are we allowed to talk about psychedelics on this?
Yeah.
But that was like coined during a moment where we were living out in Mangrove Mountain, which is like
rural New South Wales.
Yeah, we thought it'd be a really good idea. We got a deal. Thought the best way to spend lots of the advances to rent a farmhouse on an orange grove for a year. And on paper, that sounds great. And upon reflection, it's great. But at the time, we went out there. None of us could get jobs because there's nothing there, and it was cold. We all were so broke to the point where one of our friends was smoking tobacco through a little pipe because he didn't have enough tobacco left, and he'd like break down ciggies, and that's how he'd and then one of the saving graces was this lovely lady and her husband. Her name was Lynn, and trying to think of which festival they started at. Lost Paradise, maybe.
Right.
That's out of Sydney, about an hour.
You'd hope so.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we went out there. She put us up.
Or else, where were you?
Yeah, I don't know, somewhere. We went out there. She put us up, and she used to get like bands come up and stay and just jam on the property. The big dairy farm out about an hour and a half out of Sydney.
What year was this?
Oh, let's go.
So taking it back, you're all from Queensland initially. Is that right?
Mostly. I was born and raised in Hong Kong.
What?
Okay.
Of all places, yeah, but that wasn't on my Wikipedia. That doesn't exist, eh?
Well, it does now, actually.
But you all met each other on the Gold Coast or Queensland.
Correct.
And then at that stage, that's when you decided to, because there was a backstory where you were just playing for fun on the weekends.
Yeah.
And at one stage, you're starting to get some interest.
Is this the Delta Riggs land? Because prior to that, the reason we all met is because we were in the punk scene and in punk bands together.
What were they called?
One of them was called New School Hero, which is just like back when we listened to like Blink and MXPX and
poppy punk.
Yeah,
Perfect.
And who's that Swedish band?
Millencolin.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, bang on.
Yeah.
I even had the Eric Olsen backwards hat with
Perfect.
Baggy jeans and DC shoes and stuff and like little sweatbands.
So what made you want to change at that stage from something fun and juvenile to something a bit more sleazy?
I quit the band, and Elliot, who was the drummer of that band, who's now the singer of the Riggs, didn't talk to me for a year and a half because he was off me.
He was off you?
Yeah, for quitting the band and moving to Melbourne.
Is that a thing that happens a lot? I saw an interview with Rudy and you talk about that pretty openly.
What?
Just like, fuck you, see you later.
Yeah, yeah, we've all quit the band multiple times.
Who's quit the most?
Monty, I reckon. Elliot. No, I reckon Monty might have quit the most.
It's a theme.
Yeah, it's a theme.
Theme of the band.
Because what else are you going to do?
As brothers, you forgive each other and come back together and go and live on. So you're in the Gold Coast, and then you decided you got that advance to do something.
You went to Mangrove Mountain.
And then you went out onto the...
Yeah, we're playing like the Hard Rock Cafe and surfers and stuff, and then...
Incredible.
Yeah, and then I guess we started as a jam band. I actually started on drums that only lasted like 3 gigs. And I was like, why am I playing drums when I'm better at guitar? So I went to guitar, and then I guess it went from a bit like jam bandy to actually writing songs. And then we shifted to Sydney for a bit, and then got a deal, and then moved out to...
Who was that deal through? Who got inside with you?
Sony Music.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Is that like an independent label?
Yeah, they're highly independent, not a big conglomerate. And this is back when... Who's that prick that used to run it?
Oh my god. Shout out to...
Fuck that guy.
Yo.
This I don't care. He's been relieved of his position.
He's been released.
Who at Sony?
Sorry, I should have said without prejudice.
Yeah, it's all good. We can
There must
bleep,
be
we can
someone at
bleep last
Sony that
names.
was your friend.
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
who-
Bleep out last names. Just bleep out names.
There will be no bleeping.
There will be a bleep.
No, we went and had a meeting, and I was wearing a brown suit at once, and he's like, "Brown suit's a sign of a weak man."
No way he said that.
Something like that. And then so we're like, well, when we blow up, we're gonna get him a Chanel suit, custom made in
Did you
brown,
actually?
and just send. No, we didn't have the money.
Oh, fuck, dude. We can still do that, though.
No, why would you though? Because now he's
Been
where's
out.
he working now? The cafe
He's
somewhere?
after we get off this, you can look up what happened to him. He was. That's me.
Wow.
That's me making a little like motioning my hand across
we
my.
just got from what is it, Mangrove Mountain to this.
He got no, not literally. He got
didn't get
he got cancelled.
no.
He was naughty and he got cancelled.
Yes,
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Wow.
But that's not. I don't.
So
I'm
Brad
not.
Sounds like he had the
Brad
right
Sitterton.
attitude to get cancelled.
I'm not well enough versed in that topic
So
to
you went
comment.
to Sydney,
Yes,
you hung
thanks.
out with Sony,
Yeah.
you wore your brown suit,
Yeah.
and then you got your advance from Sony, and then you went and lived on an Orange Grove.
Yeah, and it was great.
And then you did a whole lot of psychedelics, and that was
not a whole lot, just a little bit.
The formation of the Delta Rigs.
That's I guess where it cemented it, and we wrote the first 2 EPs.
That what your sound was going to be, who you were going to be.
At the time, well, it always seems to be evolving. Like I don't think we
Yeah,
really.
you changed a lot.
we
Like,
don't
every
really-
record is different.
There's little elements that remained consistent, but I don't feel like we just stick to one thing, which either works for or
Which
against
is why
us.
you keep going. That's how it...
Yeah, and it could be it could be a positive, and also it's like, do you wipe out half your fan base with each record, but then do you find a few other ones?
Do you feel like that fear is it a legitimate fear that you have? Like each time where you're like, fuck, I hope people still dig it.
For me personally, I don't know. I don't reckon we really think about that too much. Probably a little bit. We're going like, but then we go, well, do we like the songs? It's like, yes. It's like, okay. That's just...
And that's what's worked in the past, so you keep doing it.
Yeah, we just do what we like doing and have fun doing, and try to keep a bit of artistic integrity in there. And yeah.
So the moving around is a big theme of your band, because you've obviously you've done the Sydney thing, you've done the Orange Grove thing, you've done Melbourne, you've obviously spent a bunch of time in LA.
Yep, done a little...
And you're very adaptable to wherever you go, and it's now your new home type thing.
Yeah, like Melbourne's always... Well, the whole band did move to Melbourne, and then Elliot and Monty ended up back in Sydney. But I've been here about 17 years, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So Melbourne's home base, but yeah, just I'd go off to little stints of 3 months or so overseas, and
Was that what LA was? It was a 3 month type.
initially
situation?
3 months, and then a couple of shorter trips. And then I went back recently. I went over to Nashville for a couple of months
Incredible.
with actually Jackson, who unknowingly and graciously provided the Hennessy.
Shout out again to Jackson for the 43
shout out again.
Hennessy. Is 43 the brand? Can someone just explain that to me? Is it? It's like 43.
Hey,
the
Hennessy's
name of
the brand.
Yeah.
What?
Hennessy's the brand. The type
Hennessy's
of
not the
alcohol
liquor?
is cognac.
Full.
And what's 43? Where's the 43 coming?
Oh no, on the other, you can't see it from where you sit.
Oh no, that's like a really gross flavored vanilla syrupy alcohol thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
a
alcohol.
different
That's
thing.
the alcohol percentage.
Do you know what that's used for?
Hopefully nothing.
Mini beers.
Many beers.
Do you know about mini beers?
What the fuck's that?
It's a shot. So you pour that in, and then you pour in what's the white cream? Like Baileys.
Oh yeah.
So you pour that in, then Baileys, and it looks like a little mini beer.
And it's the
And they're
sweetest
called
thing
mini
you've ever tasted in your life. Okay.
Yeah, and they drink them in rural taverns.
Wow.
We actually invented a
Thank you for that.
new beer size within the Delta Rigs camp, because we found out about well, are you familiar with ponies as
Yeah.
a
We know
like
about
a
ponies.
size?
They're
What
big
about
in,
the
big in Melbourne with the elderly?
what about the butchers?
It's half a pony, is it?
I think it's like, I think it actually might have come from butchers coming in and just have a little knock off in before going back.
Before chopping some more meat.
Yeah, or before going back to the just taking the edge off before going home. And then
There's a lot of stress in those jobs.
we've since invented a new measurement of beer called the Shetland's Whisper.
What is that?
That's when you just
That's a sniff.
That's when you just pour the tap out and flick a bit of beer towards the patron, and that's it. So you put the tap on for a second and just flick it towards
How
their
does
face.
that request go? You request that?
It's like, could we have a Shetland's Whisper, please? And like right away, that'll be 59 cents, and they pour it on and flick it. And you're like, thank you very much. Have a good night. I'll
They
see
just
you.
flick it in your face.
Yeah, no
Don't
one's.
even open your mouth.
No, it's just it's the essence. I guess
Yeah.
it's like a spritz.
It's like God's kiss
Yeah, it's or a Shetland's Whisper.
or a Shetland's whisper. There
I
we
do
go.
want to say we should take a moment to just take a minute of silence for all the butchers out there. Because I had a mate who was really normal, and then he went out to be a butcher for a year, and he like came back fucked up, man. Like, shout out to my mate. I'm not going to say his name.
Yeah,
All right, that's the last shout out to butchers.
Yeah, no more shout outs on the show. It's already done like 4.
No, yeah. You've been shouting everyone out. George and I.
Yeah, what are we doing
You've been
here?
shouting out some people too in your own way.
What
Rudy.
have you even invited us to come and do here today?
Have a
I'm legitimately
conversation.
asking good questions about the Delta rigs.
And I'm trying to
You're
give
giving
informed.
shout outs to rural butchers.
Well, that was the formation, right? Of the
Yeah.
Delta rigs. I want to ask you, do you remember the last time we met? We only met once. Do you remember when we met?
No.
Cherry Rock.
Yeah.
Do you remember me?
That would explain why my memory is somewhat vague.
Yeah, we were like smashing martinis.
Yep, I do. Actually,
Because
no,
it
I
was
do remember
unlimited
this.
bar tab. It was
So
me and you smashing martinis.
I remember your tall stature
Yeah.
and your general friendly demeanor.
And my tenacity,
Yeah.
which is like a recurring theme on the show.
Just-
How has your life been since then?
How's your life been since then?
All downhill.
Shout out to your life.
Just downhill. Nah, it's been I don't know. I've been working hard, diversifying the type of music I'm working with and stuff.
When
and
was that? Can you give us some context about when you were at Cherry Rock?
May last year.
2 years ago?
Last year?
Did it run last year?
May 2023.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
it was
We're here to remind you about your...
Yeah.
because it was Gut Health first,
Oh yeah, they're great.
which he interviewed on his show. Shout out to Sat. I'm not shouting any more people out.
No.
Sorry. Same on weekends. Awesome.
Gut Health episode... Well, I don't know. When does this come out?
Mudhoney, do they headline?
Yeah, Mudhoney
Yes.
headlined.
That's
and I
right.
spent
I
the
was
whole
there for that
time.
one.
You were there, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you then.
Mudhoney was there.
I was trying to find them, but I didn't know what they looked like.
I think the Psychos played outside as well, didn't they?
The Psychos
yeah.
were there. You were DJing.
Yeah, we ran up a bar tab. I
That's
remember
what
this
you
now.
were doing. Okay, yeah. That's the only time we've met.
Bands
actually.
inside were pretty good as well. The upstairs, I just can't remember. You can't remember.
We
being
played.
there. I
Well,
can't remember.
my band played the outside stage, like after Gut Health. So I didn't see any bands upstairs, but there was some good ones, like the Myths and shit. Were there?
Myths played. Yeah,
A bunch of other bands.
yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
To my partner's younger brother's band, the Exiles or Cherry Doll? No, Exiles.
I
Do
like
they
the
play?
Exiles.
Yeah. They.
I think the lead singer from the Exiles has an incredible voice.
That's Josh, my
Josh Aubrey,
now
yeah.
fiance's younger brother, which means that's
He-
my younger brother that I never asked for. But
No shit.
no, he's great. I've done.
They rock AC/DC covers, and his voice is on point. It's totally.
Yeah, he's great.
perfect. Yeah.
I just did their last. How many songs I do? 8.
They just
7?
released something.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're about to release something big.
That was all done in here.
Oh really?
Exiles was recording here.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that was.
look at that guy.
That's
They're
where
awesome. They're cool guys.
that's where the drums were set up. I'm pointing behind me. You can't.
Everyone
are there-
can see. We're not filming this episode, by the way.
No. Well, the person supposed to be filming it is sick.
That's
but actually,
right.
that was a lie. He's at work.
That's.
It
You
is
know,
a,
you know how
it is
it
a
is,
Monday.
Rudy. You have to juggle work with real work. This is real work.
Also,
but-
you could schedule these. They're not on a Monday.
Yeah.
that was
but-
my fault.
Oh, was that you? Was
Yeah.
it?
Oh shit, George.
I'm a very busy boy. Actually, no, I'm quite busy at the moment.
They're usually on Wednesdays.
Almost
but-
overwhelmed, but
Is that,
Really? Are you overwhelmed
Is that
right
a
now?
segue into interviewing our guests? Why are you so busy right now?
just got a lot of. I sometimes don't say no to enough things because I get excited about stuff very quickly, and then I also
Like podcasts.
On
Mondays.
No, instead of just rescheduling it to a week away, I actually did this properly and went, hang on, I'm actually busy for a month. Let's actually put a date in that's
Oh yeah, we
achievable.
actually planned this shit out properly.
Because last time I just cancelled it 3 days before because I had to go to Sydney or some shit.
Oh yeah, I remember
But this
that.
time I actually looked at my calendar.
What have you got coming up in the next month? Why are you so busy?
Well, what I've been doing in the whole Delta Rigs band, well, with Elliot on drums this time and Monty on bass, Jesse playing guitar and keys and myself playing guitar is we're Billy Corgan's band when he comes out.
I
There we
wanted
go.
I wanted to chat to you about that.
So that's also why I need more than 3 pedals.
Is it Billy Corgan's band? Is that what it's officially called, or is it
No,
called
it's just
Smashing?
Billy Corgan solo.
It's just called Billy
Smashing
Corgan
Delta
solo.
rigs.
It's it's not the Smashing Pumpkins, but it's
But I guess like
Rigs.
unofficially, you know, like
Delta Pumpkins.
unofficially the Delta Pumpkins. Like you are now Smashing Pumpkins. in a
well,
way.
it's Billy Corgan, and well, we managed. He's been gracious enough to include us on all the artwork and stuff. That's like Billy Corgan with the Delta rigs.
Is that how? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Which is nice.
How the fuck did that happen?
Well, this
He
is
just hit you up on a DM on Insta.
yeah. No, we accidentally T-boned him once over in LA, and
I'm writing a song about T-boning. Actually, I might get that. Yeah.
or
You
as,
meet him in LA.
or
that's
as
how
they
it
call it
started.
over there, a fender bender, which I've had many arguments with American friends.
No, that's not right.
All right, so I got two things. Remind me, well, I'm going to tell the fender bender story now. Then later on, I'll tell you the game that we like to play, which involves musicians.
crashes.
Musicians from the Commonwealth versus, musicians from America.
Crashing their cars at each
So
other.
they're like fender bender. I'm like, did another vehicle collide with another vehicle? Yes. So you had a car crash? No. You just had a fender bender. I'm like, but two vehicles collided? Yeah, it's like, yeah, but we didn't have to call the cops and I was injured. I'm like, well, that's still a lack of driving skill. He's like, doesn't matter, it's a fender. They don't
A car
associate.
crash is more like fatality.
Yeah,
So-
or like, hospital, like ambulance,
Hospitals are
cops.
involved.
If
Yeah.
there's no cops and it's just two people yelling at each other and
That
passing
makes
over
sense.
insurance.
That makes
So
sense.
you crashed into Billy Corgan's car when? What year
No,
was this?
this came. No, that would have been a way better story. It's
That
actually.
is the story. Just make it happen.
Yeah.
This is the story. This is gonna get animated. This segment. So.
we were
If you
touring.
need more Hennessy, we can just...
Yeah, I can get
Wait,
you.
this
I can
is-
dap you up with your own Hennessy.
This is getting put out after the shows, isn't it?
Yeah,
So-
When is this coming out?
like mid-December.
Ooh, we might be midway through.
15, probably around like 15th of December.
When's your first Billy Corgan show?
On the 1st of December. I'm just reaching for my phone so I can pull out my calendar
Oh yeah.
for those playing at home.
You're right, Bailey.
All
We're cool.
right, at ease, Bailey. At ease. 1st of December.
So you've met the guy before, obviously,
We've had a Zoom with him, and Elliot was over in the States with his sister on a little trip. And
with Billy Corgan's sister.
no, his sister. Him and his
Okay, I
sister
was
went over
like, what's going on here?
to see. There's a festival at Smashing Pumpkins and Rancid, and
That's
a few
two
other bands.
random bands put on a...
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we all love Smashing Pumpkins and Rancid. And Elliot's like, I don't think Rancid have played in years, and he's like, I got to go over.
Rancid don't come to Australia. They haven't come out since 97.
Yeah, so he took the opportunity to go over there and see Rancid and Smashing Pumpkins, all these other rad bands, and also just meet William.
Yeah.
But
um,
like, you met him first before. Like, how did this actually happen?
So this happened. There's a guy that used to be a tour manager back when we were in our pop punk band days, like years and years ago, and he was tour managing all the MXPXs and Unwritten Laws and all that sort. He pretty much did everyone in the punk scene when they came out from the States or UK.
Yeah.
And initially, he looked at us like, these little fucking shits, they'll be done in 2 years, and just didn't give us any time of day. And it took us about 10 years for him to start liking us. And he's like, oh, okay, they're still here. It's like, oh, they're not complete shit. And then we've eventually just become friends with them. But it's like, he's always nice, but I reckon he's like, I don't have time for little plebs like
Has
that.
he reconciled that with you guys? Has
Well,
he
he's the
come
one who
around
got he's the one who got us the gig.
Yeah.
And it was
How did he
Elliot,
get you the gig, though? He just rang you up and...
Elliot and him ran into each other, and he's like, need a band that, when he's coming out, do you know any like session musicians
So
and
Billy
whatever?
had gone to him, knowing that he knew everyone.
Well, I think he works for a promoter, and it might be the same promoter that's bringing him out.
Got it. And
And,
so it was like, if he stepped out and took the initiative to try and make it happen, he was going to be like getting a pat on the back in the office
Probably, yeah,
type thing. He wasn't
It's
in...
all about that
He
sweet,
did it-
sweet.
Yeah, but he wasn't in sole charge of looking after Billy's worldwide tour and backing band. He
No, I
was-
think in Australia he was tasked with or finding a musical director to put together a band.
Got it.
And instead of
He just did the whole
random,
thing.
instead of random session musos, Elliot's just like, well, I got a band, and then he's like, because Elliot usually sings, but he's also a great drummer.
Yeah.
So we pitched it, and I think it's between us and a few other people, and William listened to us, and I guess he's a music guy, and he went deep into some of the stuff we'd done, and like we're talking about like the band, like
Yep.
Bob Dylan's When
Yeah,
He Went
yeah.
Electric Band, and then Tom Petty and all this sort of stuff, and I guess just he liked what we're doing, and all of a sudden we're now his band when he comes out.
Imagine if you became the guys to do that for other people as well.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd take away from.
I'm just trying to think of another example. There are examples out there.
I've
where,
never seen what you're doing now with them. I've never seen
But
before here.
No, this
in
is.
Australia.
There are other examples where a band has become the backup band for, like a single artist.
Well, the band, I guess, would be one example.
One. Yeah.
And Dylan, that'd be one I can think of. What's another one?
There is others, and I've just been racking my brain.
Did you choose the songs that were going to be submitted to Billy?
As in, like, what's on the set?
What he was going to listen to?
Dude, he's not.
Oh no, he just went off on the internet, went on Spotify, I guess, and YouTube, and went like, oh yeah.
He's a pretty tech savvy guy.
Oh, he's tech savvy. And he's a music person.
He's a wrestling guy.
He'd love getting into something.
Yeah,
yeah. And Elliot
he owns the wrestling, doesn't he?
Yeah, he owns a wrestling.
Owns the wrestling. Can you expand on that, please?
He owns one of the leagues, or has an invest.
He has a league. Yeah.
Which league?
I don't know. Something adjacent to WWE, but no.
One of the ones.
Have you spoken with Billy about this?
Yeah, Elliot, I think, was chatting about it because Elliot loves wrestling, and I can.
So Billy loves wrestling.
Yeah, enough to financially invest or own one of the leagues, or yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, because he was talking about it on Bro Rogan. I'm pretty sure. Brother Rogan.
Dude, we are Bro Rogan right now about Hennessy sitting around like a bunch of bros.
Where
are our cigars at? I'm still trying to think of a band that plays.
All right, you think of that. I'm going to look up which wrestling federation Billy Corgan owns.
It's the reason that he does it is because he said that everyone used to think that his persona in Smashing Pumpkins was
the National Wrestling Alliance.
But he said it was theatrical. That's his whole vibe.
Yeah,
which is probably why he's like super open minded. Because sonically, in your words, do you feel like Delta Riggs and what he does is quite similar from the get go?
No.
No. So it would have been crazy,
but
right?
what's he trying to do solo? What is a solo Billy Corgan?
My understand. Like? Well, some of the songs, because he's kind of given us a bit of leeway too. He's like, I don't want it just to sound like Smashing Pumpkins or myself. He's like giving us a bit of leeway to inject some of our own musical identity into the songs.
So can I expect to see him doing Baddest Mother Flipper in the Beehive?
I like how you censored that one word. But you're just swearing and dropping shout outs at any other way.
Can't give you
I don't know, actually.
Credit.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe. I haven't thought about that.
That would be awesome to see him do that.
It would be cool if he wants to do a rig song, but, there's some songs that are just, that only exist acoustically. Yeah. And he wants it to be like, I want a band version. So we've been...
So do you get to contribute in sort of how it sounds as well?
Well, all we have is acoustic and vocals, and he's like, I want a band. So we've been arranging it and making up parts that don't exist on the record.
You should definitely try to like sneak in a new Delta Riggs album into that.
Well, if he wants to play one, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'll get my people to hit up his people.
Yeah, just like come to Good Things and just yell out, play some Delta Riggs.
So that's the festival that you're playing, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Doing some side shows and then Good Things Festival.
You're playing Good Things? Isn't that like in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah. Hence why
the first December.
Hence why I'm squaring this away on a Monday. And then going back to learning songs and working out my new pedalboard setup.
Yeah,
I was thinking of the Crazy Horse, but there's a lot of them because they were their own band, but there's a whole lot of them. Obviously, the band again is probably the best example that you already gave us. So I can retire on that one for now. And move on.
I saw Crazy Horse. Have you ever seen Crazy Horse?
Shout out to trying.
No, I haven't.
I saw them in Sydney a few years back. It's awesome.
You mean like
by
Neil
themselves?
Young?
Yeah. Just the whole band.
Neil Young or just Crazy Horse?
Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
Yeah.
It was great, but then the whole bunch of people left because they didn't realise it wasn't a Neil Young concert. They're like, he's not even playing.
Yeah, it's a different thing, and I think I don't know. I don't want to speak out for Neil here, but I think he likes it because he can just rock out and again not be the whole guy.
Yeah, and it was great. They did like 10-minute jam sections.
I think that's probably why Billy would like that as well, where he doesn't have to be everything. He can let you guys do your own thing a little bit. And so it's more collaborative.
He's
probably into it.
Well, that's the understanding I got. It's like instead of session musicians who are just going to learn the parts, it's a band who have been playing together for more than a decade and have their own little approach on things.
It's pretty cool.
Do you know who your competition was when you won?
Nah, Elliot does, I think, but
really,
I just stay out of it.
We'll have to get him on the podcast.
And also, it's like, what is it? It's like What I heard another one's like it's either comparison or competition is the thief of joy, which I thought is a good one, and I just stay out of that whole.
It keeps coming up on the podcast a lot.
I heard that, and I was just like
popping off right now. That phrase.
Well, yeah, I heard that a few years ago, and I was like, "Fuck, I do that all the time." Or I used to. I try not to as much because it doesn't get you anywhere.
But it's not those words; it's different words. Like something is the thief of joy. You can interchange it with.
Although you can achieve a lot of stuff out of spite.
Spite is the thief of joy.
No, spite is like as a motivator.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you little fucks, I'll show you. And
a lot has been achieved in this world through spite.
Healthy spite.
This podcast has been achieved through spite. Actually, no, through love.
What are you talking about?
We do it a
Through
little
love.
bit differently here.
We do it a little
See,
differently.
I just poorly timed my sip because I thought you were talking, then you both just went silent, and I was just.
You were mid-sip, but you were supposed to be
I
chatting.
was
Yeah.
waiting
I'd
for
make a terrible-
Dan to explain himself a little bit
I'd
more.
make a terrible stand-up
Just
comedian
dropped.
because they got to time their sips and the
The
laughs.
timing,
Yeah.
timing's important.
But please explain yourself, Dan.
About what?
That thing you were talking about.
Yeah, spider love.
Spider love. Well, no, I'll tell you what.
Spider
I'll
love.
go into.
Spider
We've been
Spider
talking
love.
about
Definitely
Rudy too much, this podcast. So what? We'll talk about me for a second. Yeah, I made this podcast because I was losing my house. I did lose
I
my
thought
house.
you did it to try and get like hinge dates.
No, that was your podcast. You got that twisted. This guy, yeah, he loves this. Don't rile him up about
It's
that.
so you
as
can
well.
add podcaster to your LinkedIn. That's what I thought.
Oh
Dave.
yeah, when you add podcast to the hinge, it really goes off.
Yeah. So please
then you get
continue.
cancelled.
You're about to lose your house.
I was about to lose my house, so I made a podcast.
So you decided not to get a proper job, and you went and made a podcast.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I feel like being in a band feels less of a proper job than being a podcaster. Would you agree?
Well, he's not a
But most
podcaster.
bands,
How the
yeah.
fuck's he meant to know?
Well, you're a podcaster right now, Rudy.
Thanks, George. I don't have the authority to speak on that topic, so.
So Rudy was informing us earlier that he'd been on 3 podcasts already. And
Well,
the
this is
first
your
one,
third,
First
actually.
one, this is the third.
yeah,
This is your
And the
third.
first never went to air because the
No, the
host had a
second.
child.
I believe so. No, the second one came out. That was with Stu Watt. Stu Watt. He's a producer and engineer, and
Was that
Ryder.
nice and formal? Was it like a very...
we had it in the studio and it was filmed and
Oh, yeah.
stuff. And then
Imagine that, Rudy.
I just.
Well, no, Rudy came dressed for it.
I
He's
forgot-
wearing a sick black
He
shirt,
did
white
come
singlet
dressed for it,
ensemble.
yeah.
I forgot to.
Brought the dog as well.
But I forgot to, like, during that
At
one,
East Valley.
I forgot to inhale a lot. Like, I was just talking, I was like, yeah.
So you got warmed up.
Yeah.
And now you're cooking.
Now I'm cooking.
We're really on. Yeah, we're on three burners right now.
He's
Yeah.
cooking.
we got the wok burner off,
Wok
and we're
burner?
just.
So hold on. So you've got Billy for good things,
Yep.
and there's like a good things here in Melbourne, one in Sydney, one in Brisbane.
Mhm.
Is that it for
And-
good things?
Yep.
And then after that, you're playing
Or before that, we've got
Sydney Opera House.
the Palais Theatre in
That works.
St Kilda, which is great because that's walking distance from my house.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That was the
same.
first place I ever saw a gig at.
Who'd you see?
Gypsy Kings.
Ah,
That's a band.
No moshing.
No.
Sit down. Great.
Hard to mosh at the Palais.
That's the first time I saw.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw Interpol. Was at the Palais,
Fucking A.
Yeah.
and I always
Hard
liked.
to get people out of the seats
Yeah.
at the Palais because people like sit down, you're in front of me. The
Yeah.
only time I've ever been in a gig at the Palais where people have actually got up and danced was Flaming Lips.
That would have been sick.
And they had all the balloons because they got all the fucking balloons and the confetti going everywhere, and it's wild.
Yeah.
It's hard to sit in that environment.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for not sitting.
Well,
Otherwise, you got to sit, right?
In Interpol, it kind of like people stood up, and then instead of telling people to stand up, they just stood up. So it ended up with it's like, we can't see. Well, stand up, you lazy fuck.
like I am
Yeah.
Spartacus
Stop.
type thing, right?
And then everyone's just standing up. Then people started moving a bit. And yeah, and that was when
I think you want to dance. There's a
Yeah.
lot of
To Interpol? Yeah, I guess. I saw them at
that's
Sydney Marble.
Interpol.
but
I saw them. Was that with Block
fucking-
Party?
Yeah. Awesome gig, but like really hard to enjoy yourself at that place, man. That hill?
If you're in the
Were
wrong,
you in the proper, were you up front?
no, I was up on the hill.
I was up on the hill
A
too.
gust of wind, and then all of a sudden the sound just disappears.
Yeah, you
You're like-
start rolling around. You don't
And
know
then
where
I
you're
start
at.
thinking about physics and how sound works.
You shouldn't be thinking
And I
about
missed
that.
3 songs, and I go, fuck, where was I? Like, they're just particles hitting each other, and then the wind comes, and oh man, oh shit, the encore's done. All right.
Do you have a music background as well? Do you study music?
I started.
or science, some kind of physics.
Are you a scientist?
Are you a
Well, my
physicist?
parents are both scientists.
Really? What do they do?
Dad, done. Well, the reason he moved to Hong Kong was he got in like the IT late 70s onwards, and I think he's done like physics and engineering.
Shout out
majors.
to Papa Rudy.
And then my mum's a microbiologist who spent
Wow.
her time in
So
Hong
you're, like,
Kong.
Oh,
unbelievably
my mum's
smart.
actually probably the
Oh
same
no, my
thing as
parents
well.
are smart. If I get half of what they,
Is
you
it,
know.
is it a skip generation thing? If you have kids, they're going to be...
Well, my sister's just had not just. I've got a 6-year-old nephew, and he's really switched on.
He's
It does,
also a
isn't it?
microbiologist.
But mum was working on the was it H2N1 bird flu thing.
Oh, and then they
Back then.
released it around the world.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
not.
Congratulations.
No, this is. We're not going down a COVID trip. This is before. This is before we had social media, and it can get
So she
blown
was
out
working in a Chinese laboratory.
And the bats came in.
She's working
on biological weapons.
Yeah,
shout out to Mama Rudy.
She was working at the air quote Hong Kong University research laboratories.
What have we uncovered here? I came here to talk about Billy Corgan, and now we're talking about international biological warfare.
We'll find out. We'll find out what we've uncovered if three of us have an accident in a couple of weeks.
Jesus,
you put it in the Hennessy.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. We were actually talking about Jesse, who plays guitar on the rigs, and I after a show, we were back on the Gold Coast just recently, and decompressing and watching spy. Kind of crappy spy docos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And one of them was talking about the techniques that the Russians and stuff used to use back in this, Cold War era.
Crazy shit.
Umbrellas with little poison things in it.
Yeah, they walk past them on the street. Someone died that way.
Using actual
in London, I think.
Animal venom to knock someone off.
Yeah.
Because they think, they just got bitten by a snake.
They did hinge dates as well, where you would die from the hinge date.
Well,
sorry, I just mean date.
No, they have the other one where you have a heart attack, and they have a way of giving you a heart attack. Mossad do it a lot.
Yeah, pentyl barbanol, whatever it is, sodium.
They
something
do it.
Barbitol.
It's something with hot and cold as well, and then basically the heart stops, and it looks like it's a heart attack, but it's been induced.
So it's
Australians don't stand a chance, do we?
Well, we also covered this as well in our conversations of how the Australian intelligence agencies would off people and be like, surely it'd have to involve natural death through all the predators we have here. It's if someone,
accidentally went surfing, got eaten by a shark,
or even just
go on a date, but it's not
a motorcade, and then all of a sudden 15 kangaroos are released in front of it. If they're traveling between Canberra and Melbourne,
it's too complicated.
Yeah, it's too. I
think you just
there's way too many variables.
Shoot someone in the middle of nowhere,
and then we went how about just brown snake venom with a little dart that's got two prongs that looks like a snake bite, and you just shoot it into the calf.
Is there any songs that you've done
while you're out jogging?
Or just they could be down, near one of the leafy areas of Surrey Hills in Sydney, going for a walk and getting a latte, and then.
Did your mum tell you about all this sort of stuff? Is that where all this assassination?
No, this is just on Jesse and my minimal research 3 weeks ago on YouTube.
It's never made its way into
where everyone does minimal research.
Yeah, which is the bet. Fuck academic papers. Who cares about libraries? If you want,
you heard it here first, everybody.
If you want,
boring. So boring.
If you want well-researched, authoritative opinions on things, just jump on YouTube.
Get the synthesized version. Via YouTube.
Yeah. Who cares about?
Are we still talking about Billy Corgan?
Who cares about citing references? Nah. Although there'd be a few YouTube.
I hate references.
I think they put references on their YouTube.
Yeah, reference
Imagine if you
Joe
had to
Rogan's
put references
podcast.
In music, if you couldn't release an album unless it had minimum
you do.
10 references.
You do. If you go and look at any DJs, they will have the songs that they've sampled. Yeah, and so the song's written by 20 people because it will have all the different samples, and everyone gets listed as.
Well, all of the Olivia Rodrigo stuff and all those Sabrina Carpenter, they're all written by 50-year-old dudes.
Well, that's their. They usually have ghostwriters. Well,
if you look at Dua Lipa's, I can't remember what song it's like. You should have done.
Let's get some verb on that.
It's got Michael Hutchence as one of the writers.
Yes.
What?
Has to be. Yeah.
I was like, how are they getting back? But
well, that doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Suicide Blonde? Is that the INXS song?
That's the Suicide.
INXS is incredible, man.
So he was posthumously listed as a writer on a Dua Lipa song that came out a few years ago.
I wonder.
Really? Congratulations to Michael Hutchence.
Well, I just guess it's to avoid a lawsuit. They probably went, or they knowingly ripped it off and went, we better clear this.
But Dua Lipa wouldn't have ripped it off. It'll be whoever her writers are who are sitting around in a studio, much similar to this, drinking Hennessy.
Free my girl.
They're probably more professional. They were more or less professional. They could, it would have been.
There's any chance I get
more Hennessy?
Dua Lipa on my podcast?
I reckon there's a pretty good chance.
How would I go about it?
I've been called the male version of Dua Lipa by my friend.
Why would they say that? It's not
your friend.
My friend wants it. Yeah.
How do you go about that though? I'm serious. How do I get her on my podcast? I can't just
just probably.
I can't chase her down the street.
Send them an Instagram DM.
I don't think that works.
You can play in their backing band.
Oh my god.
Spend the next couple of years turning yourself into a Nardwar level researcher.
Just and then Dua Lipa, and then have a bad interview.
And then
All
and then
just to get that one interview.
Then she'll sit like, well, this person actually knows what they're talking about and is well researched and pulling things out. I think I want to have a chat to this person.
That's it. I need to do better on my research.
And then you'd have to go through, I guess, management would be the first step.
Have you?
And they don't want anyone.
Or you just go to a show and accost her in person.
Like all of those media people are really good gatekeepers, and it's impossible to get through those people. You need to like somehow get around with them, and you have to know someone who knows someone.
Well, if you'd like to know. Maybe a similar tactic on how I got into recording and stuff would work. So the reason this is a nice little segue.
Yeah,
that brings
was perfect.
Back to the guest.
Back to music. So I started off, like I did an arts degree, but the way I got into actual studio stuff is I started off as an assistant, just like running leads and coffees and whatever, up at Studios 301 in Byron. And the way in which I got in there is I went down to, I think it's like the Northern or like the top pub where the actual engineer would have knockoffs. And then just like you go there and just scope it out and have a beer and just run into them. But it's you've orchestrated it. And you're like, oh, so how's it going? Oh, so what do you do? It's like, and
you're orchestrating this like
you orchestrate. And then you'd be like, oh, nice to see you. I might catch you around here again. And then sure enough, a week later you're up there having a beer and you're like, oh, I remember you from last time. It's like, what do you do? It's like, oh, actually, I'm getting into the same field that you are. It's like, oh, do you want to come check out the studio? I was like, love to.
And then you brought your podcast in, you put your laptop on the guitar case.
And then it's like, oh, I've got a session coming up that we don't have anyone assisting on. Would you like to do it? And I'm like, I would love to do it. So find out where Dua Lipa goes for a knockoff.
I'll bleep that out.
No.
Does she drink?
I don't know.
She's a pretty wholesome young lady.
Okay, find out where Dua Lipa goes for sashimi. And
I love sashimi. I'd love to have sashimi with Dua Lipa. That would
or maybe, all right.
That would make for a good concept.
Find out a favourite spot, buy the joint.
I like this.
Buy the joint.
Somehow get her management to send her.
And then just like, be cleaning the bar or, maybe. And then just like, and just like, don't mention, pretend you don't know who she is. So, because they'd be used to people, going like, oh my God, Julie, like, how's it going?
You're not
good
phased,
night. All right, see you later. And just walk off and then just slowly build it and be like, oh, I'm George, by the way.
What, build it up over the 45 minutes she's in there eating sashimi?
No, this is over. Well, you have to buy the joint first and then she'll come.
I have to buy a plate. She's a regular. I need to go to London and buy a Japanese restaurant. Is that what you're telling me?
Or like her favourite pub.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or her favourite pub.
Option.
Her favourite pub.
Or just go start hanging out at her favourite pub and then just, do the whole like, oh, I'm going to get my jacket. Oh, I've accidentally put my jacket on. Oh, whoops, sorry, is that your jacket?
Switching briefcases.
Yeah.
Hennessy sure is strong, Rudy.
Sliding doors.
Hennessy sure is strong.
So that's how you could do it. You play the long game. Or you just have...
I don't know if I have the resources.
Or maybe you just go like...
Maybe that's not the game I need to be in.
Or it's just like you get in touch with their manager and be like, I have $30,000 and I'd like to do a podcast with Dua Lipa. And they'd be like, it's 100. Be like, okay, leave that with me.
There's some...
Does it work that way?
I don't know.
Because I feel like
I'm assuming...
Kamala Harris is a big thing about her paying people to go on her podcasts.
Well, I know people...
On their podcasts. And she was paying them like $100,000. She paid Oprah $1 million to go on Oprah.
Oh, she could have just given her a car.
She could pay me $10,000 and she could come on the Satan on Weekends podcast.
That'd be incredible, especially now.
Not now. Actually, the train wreck interview.
I know.
Tell us about where you're at right now.
I know you can pay for featured artists who are keen. Like, say you're doing a song and you want a feature from a rapper or something.
Yeah, they do it.
They'd be like, oh yeah, give me X amount and I'll come and do a verse on your song.
Have you ever did Delta Riggs ever do anything like that? Any collaborative type?
We've done a bunch of random stuff like on the last record, a song called The Real Electric. Our friend Ruben Styles, who's one half of Peking Duck, helped produce that.
Those guys are killing it at the moment. He's on my Instagram feed, one of them.
And he's got his new project Yoga, which is awesome as well.
Yeah.
And he's done that, and then like our friend Oscar Dawson, who is the guitarist and writer in Holly. He mixed half the record, and we try to like, our whole thing in the studio is like, back when we started it was probably like, I'm the guitarist, I play the guitar, but now we have this thing is like, whoever does it the best,
collaborative,
whoever does it the best and quickest gets to do it. And sometimes we're like, oh, let's get someone in and do a collaborative sort of.
Do you think that helps though to give it a bit of a different sound?
Sorry, Rudy's dying.
Oh, it's those fucking little pollen fucks.
Shout out to what's pollen. It called?
My nose got blocked, so I started breathing like a mouth breathing moron, because I couldn't breathe through my nose properly, and I reckon I inhaled one of those little fucking...
You do. You get them stuck in your throat.
Have you ever done the allergy test before? I did one a few weeks ago.
Well, I never got hay fever.
I think you don't need to do a test. Like, if you get hay fever, you got a hay fever. You don't need someone to tell you you've got it.
Well, I had it, and then went away, and now I have a feeling it might be back, because it can do that.
It's
100%.
It's like asthma.
It's a combination of things, though. Like, you can be, not to go into this fucking field, but like, yeah, you can be allergic to two things, and if you're allergic to both of them at the same time, that's when you have a reaction.
Well, I had a random reaction from what could have either been shellfish
or standing up.
Shellfish or the laundry detergent that they use for the uniforms.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Let's get a refill, Rudy.
One of my first jobs out of school was at a place called the Royal Pines Resort on the Gold Coast, and I worked in the banquets department. And my very first shift, like what you have for staff meals is the leftover food that doesn't go out.
Yep.
And one of them was a lobster and crab fried rice, and I had that. And then halfway through my shift, I started feeling really hot and weird. And one of my friends who I was working with was like, "Dude, looks like you have really bad acne." I'm like, "What?" And I went to the bathroom, unbuttoned my shirt, and I just broken out in hives.
What was it? Lobster and what?
Lobster and crab stir fry.
That sounds dangerous.
But I'd never had an allergic problem with either of those crustaceans before.
There's a threshold level though with all that stuff.
And then so it's like my first shift in, 4 hours in, I was like, I think my throat's closing over. And they're like, "Do you want to call an ambulance?" And being embarrassed, I was like, no, it's fine. I'll just drive myself down to the hospital.
Anaphylactic shock.
And then halfway through the drive, I stopped being able to breathe properly. So I just gunned it to Southport Hospital on the Gold Coast, did the full pull into emergency, just jumped out of the car, half fell out of there, struggling to breathe, and did that whole, they popped me on the thing, gave me an EpiPen, and then put me on a steroid drip, and then my mum and dad came and picked me up.
So it was
and went, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like,
What did you learn from that? Did you learn that you do have an allergy?
Well, it was...
Or you just...
It could have been from... Because, it's a hotel, all of their staff uniforms were probably washed in God knows what sort of hectic material. But from that point on, I didn't have crab or lobster, and they also washed my uniform separately to everything else in a different... so I don't know if it was that or the shellfish.
Have you been curious to go and try and find out what it is?
Yes, I have, and I did exactly that. My first trip over to LA...
that's a good place. We're away from your support systems.
Well, my girlfriend was, at the time, who's now my fiancée, Christina, she was coming to meet me, and I'm like, I want to eat... I want to eat... Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Shout out. I want to eat, I want to eat oysters. I want to eat all this sort of stuff while I'm over there. So I went and got a blood test, and they came back for no... I didn't have a seafood allergy any.
So you went straight into lobster.
So what I went in is we were in... I can't remember, some coastal region of California. And on the menu there was lobster ceviche, which is like... And I was like, all right, if anything's going to do it, it's going to be uncooked, freshly, freshly portioned lobster. And I was like, I got travel insurance. Yeah, I'm sweet. All right, we're in a metropolitan sort of upper... I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm going in.
Did you inform everyone else that you're about to take this major risk?
No, only Chrissy.
Around?
I just assumed the restaurants or ambulance service would have had
rock
one.
And roll.
I had some polaramine. I had some antihistamines to at least keep it at bay.
That's a good start, yeah.
And then I just had it, and then of course I thought, oh fuck. But then I realized it's just all mental, and that was it. And
You're totally fine.
It was fine. And now I just eat. Yeah, I can eat all that.
What about it doesn't matter? Mind over lobster.
Yeah, but now I get sad, and it's got to be like, I don't know, just the way lobsters are a lot smarter and switched on than I realized.
What about crab? Have you gone back to crab?
I've gone back to both of them. It's like when I do, I try to like.
All right, so it was the laundry.
It must have, yeah. Or as you said, you can be allergic to something out of nowhere, and then it can just go away.
Correct. Yeah.
So who knows? We'll never get to the bottom of this.
All right.
It was the laundry. Yep. So it was definitely the laundry.
Moving away.
So are we still talking about Billy Corgan here?
No, we're definitely not talking about Billy Corgan. I wanted to ask you. We've spoken before about you've co-written songs on other people's works. Mm-hmm. And you did one a while ago for, was it Teen Jesus as well?
Yeah, Teen Jesus and the Gene Teasers.
Yeah,
which is a great name. And they're a great band.
They just played recently somewhere.
With Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Or they are. Oh wait, that's today. Oh shit, I'm going to try to get tickets.
No.
Fuck you guys, I'm out of here.
They're not playing today,
He's left.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Pearl
Jam.
Jam.
Like they just put an album out.
They just toured with Full Flower Moon, who we're actually getting on the show in 2 weeks.
No, they did a What is that? Because I've done a few songs with them,
Jesus, this is getting stronger each time.
That's because there's no ice in this one.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so I've done a few sessions with them, and 2 of the songs have been released. One off their first
How did that
EP.
relationship start?
That relationship started through Ashley Hills, who's now actually my manager for my production and recording side of things. And at the initial, like, she used to work for the Delta Rigs booking agent years ago, so I knew already. And then she moved into management, and she was sort of like, "Oh, I found this band, Teen Juice and the Gene Teasers. Would you like to do some writing with them?" I'm like, "Love to." And that went well.
Is that something that happens with young bands, where to help them kind of get to that next stage, they try and get more established musicians around them to help them kind
of... not all the time.
To grow.
Sometimes. I feel like it happens... Well, we started doing it. We used to be against it because we were just young and probably had egos. And we realized it's like, it's not even more established. It's just like, it's music is great.
A different point of view.
Well, yeah, music's great when it's collaborative.
Yeah.
And it's like if you just introduced a variable into the whole process, you might come up with something you would never have... something I might not have thought of if I wasn't working with them, and vice versa.
But I feel like it happens. Like, I feel like...
Seems to be more frequent nowadays.
Yeah, I don't... So for me, I have this thing with Amel, right, where I feel like they were at a level and their songs were like really good, but they got to like the maximum of where they could be by themselves. And I feel like with all the connections and the money and everyone that they have around them, I feel like they've injected some other like approach or points of view of how music can be made. And then their latest album is so like good. And so, like, not that it wasn't good before, but it's different, you know, and it's different, and it's like a step
like mature,
further than, more mature, and a step further than where they were before. And it's like, how does that happen? And what do you do as a producer to help encourage that, gets that next? I think that's fascinating, and I don't know if there's anything behind it. And it's lucky that they interviewing Am on the Sniffers right now, and they're not actually here in the studio with us. But like, is that something that happens from your point of view?
We'll get Declan on the phone.
Which one's Declan?
The curly-haired guitarist.
Is that
the one with the one with the beautiful hair?
We used to record in the garage, and one of them lived there, but I can never remember who it was. Who's the other guy?
It's probably the guy that got kicked out of the band.
No. He's the guy that's still in the band.
There's a drummer.
The bass player got kicked out.
The redhead bass player?
No, the other
He's
guy.
the new bass player.
The new bass player?
Well, the current guitarist is who I'm talking about.
Current guitarist Declan.
That must be the guy.
Yeah.
We used to see him just around there. He used to live there in the shed or somewhere.
Awesome.
You'll see him around Melbourne.
Well, I guess maybe...
Obviously, he lives there.
Well, this is going full circle. We weren't recording, but we were talking about the Beatles and the Stones. It's like, well, the Beatles wrote... I think George and Paul or George and John wrote the first 3 Rolling Stones singles. So I guess
the Rolling Stones
always been happening.
Did they?
4 or 5 albums were all covers.
Yeah, and then I think
all covers. Imagine getting away with that these days.
Well, yeah, imagine.
Well, I wish people did it.
No one does that.
I wish people did it more, because back then it's like you do a cover of a band that you liked, and then everyone would cover each other, and it'd be like, "What's that song?" It's like, "Oh, this is a great band, Creedence." Clearwater Revival, and they'd be like, "Oh, I haven't heard that." It's like a way of introducing their crowd to some other artists through their cover version, and I feel like it was really good way to
do more of that collaborative approach.
And it's also like you love that band, so why not just do a cover of their song? And
well, I don't know if you guys are a fan of Black Keys, but Black Keys Brothers is my is like my favorite album of all time, and I didn't know that they had 1 or 2 Captain Beefheart covers on that shit until last night when I listened to the Captain Beefheart Save As Milk, and I realized that like Grown So Ugly is a Captain Beefheart song. It's crazy.
Captain Beefheart is incredible, and it's like in the 60s they were like the one out of England.
My dad likes Captain Beefheart,
but they never really they didn't really get passed on to other generations. I don't know if I'm speaking out
Zappa
here,
gave him I'm just being deep diving into that shit. Zappa
they're just too weird.
Creative control.
Yeah, but at one stage they were the biggest band, and they had totally managed the rhythm and blues England sound.
Yeah, but that was one album,
and they were
Zappa was like, do whatever you want.
And that was like 68, maybe 67, 68 when they were on top of the world.
Yeah. Are you a fan of like lots of avant-garde kind of stuff like that?
Well, my dad does like all that sort of stuff, and I am a fan of it, but sometimes I just forget to listen to it, or I listen to it and I'm like, all right, this is too much. You know, it's like,
where do you draw the line with that kind of stuff?
If it's, I don't really draw a line. I'll give anything the benefit, or anyone the benefit of the doubt. But it's more like if it gets too self-indulgent and stops being a song, I'm like, all right, buddy.
Do you think that music should kind of stay to its core, stay to its essence?
I reckon people should be able to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then if that's what they want to do as an artist.
We were talking about that earlier. People putting parameters, putting limits on yourself all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, I love how, you know, the Mars Volters, like, there's a few bands that I still like from my teenage years.
Yeah.
And like at the drive-in, which became Mars Volters, one of them refused the
Refused
from Sweden.
They're Swedish as well.
That then became the International Noise Conspiracy.
Yeah,
which
was like the new noise song?
Yeah. That was and that record was called The Shape of Punk to Come. And it really was.
Yeah. That song's incredible.
There's songs on there that sound like hardcore sort of, you know, electronic artists, and then there's a song on there that sounds like Foo Fighters, and
they were on the same label as Melancholy. And what the hell was that label?
Burning Heart Records.
Burning Heart Records. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had a T-shirt. I would not have. I don't know how
really
I remember that.
I think Burning Heart had like a thing with Epitaph, and
Yeah.
that's how they got really big. And those bands were all playing together, and they had like a distribution deal.
Are the Hives also Swedish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're Flaming Heart, Burning Heart, because
No,
I feel like
they were like big. Universal or something.
Yeah, they just went to a big label straight away.
Hives are
Sweden
sick.
has incredible fucking bands.
The Swedish don't fuck around. Like,
you heard it here first.
well, like that.
Shout out to the nation of Sweden.
Shout out to Sweden.
Shout out to Scandinavia in general.
Yeah.
But like, if you think about it, like the Hive, it's like they are great songwriters and musicians, and this also applies to maybe like, you know, French artists like Phoenix who sing in English, and we're like,
awesome.
As some of the reasons that their lyrics and approach to melodies and phrasing is so like simple and different, is because it's their second language and they're not overthinking it and trying to use.
Yeah.
They're not trying, you know, like, yeah, so it's like they're singing in English.
They like to use words that sound cool.
Yeah, it's how it sings.
You know? Yeah, it's how it sings and how it sounds.
But it doesn't sound like English is my second language, and so I'm very accustomed to hearing something.
But you must have favourite words that sound cool to you. What's an English word that you think just sounds...
Probably booyah.
Or like a proper word. Like an actual word.
An actual word. I don't know. I like a lot
pineapple.
of Aussie
pineapple.
slang, like
Does that sound funny to you?
You know, ripper.
Do you like cement? The word cement?
Nah, not really, yeah.
But all right, before I forget about the Swedish,
let
Rudy get to
the
his
Swedish
conclusion.
Yeah, yeah.
So the Swedish conclusion, it's like the final course of a degustation meal served in Stockholm. It's like, and now for the Swedish conclusion, we have dessert.
It sounds like you're being put to death. Actually, is what it sounds like.
So they don't. If you look at the Hives and most Swedish acts, they don't fuck around. Like, they nail the aesthetic visually, sonically. Like, you know,
they take it all seriously.
Yeah,
like a Japanese band as well. They take it just as seriously. That they dress up,
but it's not contrived.
And the presentation,
somehow?
No. But I think it's like it's a nod to like an appreciation for what's come before them, where they feel like they have to respect it and put everything in at all levels.
And also just brilliant like branding. And if you take it from the music business side of things, it's like, there's another Swedish band we became friends with, and I don't think we played with them. I think we saw them. They're called Graveyard. And they're kind of like a bit like sort of like slow stoner rock and roll stuff, and came out all flannels, long hair, just like, you know, just looked, you could tell they're all in the same band. And the sonic, and the Swedes do that.
That's something you don't have these days. When you see
we try to do it as much as we can in the rigs,
and people know that
you guys have a style going on. You guys have like a cohesive style.
Yeah, you got your sleazy late night rock and roll.
You got the hats as well. Yeah. Where did that like come about? Who do you draw inspiration from, fashion wise?
Oh wow.
I guess like it's a bit of like.
Look at you go.
There's a bit of like, you know, 70s sort of like, you know, CBGB's era sort of stuff going on.
New York Dolls,
a bit of that, and a bit of like the Ramones with their jackets, and then going back to the Black Crowes was probably where the hats started kicking off.
Yeah.
And then we got an Akubra endorsement. So it's just
What's Akubra?
Australian wide brim hats.
I thought it was like an acronym.
No, it's Akubra.
It's the famous Australian like.
So you know R.M. Williams?
Yeah.
Akubra's like the hat version of R.M. Williams. Like initially, initially worn by farmers and people who actually work the land, and now worn by people who are pricks who live in gentrified areas of the city.
Who's that politician that always wears it?
Akubra or Aaron Williams?
No, the Akubra hat. What's his name?
Are we talking
Mr. Kubra?
The Queensland guy?
No, he's from New South Wales, central New South Wales, and it's like he's just a politician, but he always has the hat on.
Don't know.
Are you talking about the crocodile dude?
He had like the girlfriend who was like 20.
We animated him recently for a video. Who the fuck is the crocodile guy?
Anyway,
Crocodile Dundee.
Does he wear a Kubra? That's not a Kubra.
Yeah, that was like it wasn't. It was a leather thing with crocodile teeth in it.
Yeah, he's more real.
A Kubra is rabbit felt, wide brim hats that can actually.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
So you're like a pioneer of like Akubra sleeves.
Well,
so
it was.
Do you still have this partnership? Where are you at with your Akubras?
Oh no, It lasted for a couple of years, and then.
How did they terminate that relationship?
Well, Cotton On started stocking wide brim hats, and we went, all right. It's like one, kind of like, all right, everyone's wearing them now, so I guess it's time for us to give them a break.
So you did your job.
Yeah. Matt, well, maybe we...
Who
knows?
What else do you think you could bring to the
mainstream? Well, it was us and Troy Casadale at the time were the only two musical artists endorsed by Kubra.
Huh.
And I guess, like, we all, I don't know if it's intentional, but it's like, that just ethos of, like, if it becomes too mainstream, you try to find something else.
You were touring internationally.
Do you remember the last time you said goodbye to your Akubra?
I've still got them all.
Okay.
And we've actually started wearing them again. We've actually started bringing them back.
It's gone
because they've disappeared. They've disappeared from the
mainstream.
Yeah, a bit.
Fuck the mainstream.
But you sound like you're about to get onto something, and then
Dan
just gave another shout out. He gave another shout
outs. No, I don't have any shout outs. I was just talking about your aesthetic, and then we were talking earlier, and I like to try and come up with my own descriptions of bands, and mine for the Delta Rigs was MILF rock. And I was explaining.
We have a lot of like mums and dads that do enjoy the band.
No, exactly. That's it. I feel like you guys would be the band where like a bunch of mums are getting together for the night. They're having a couple of wines. They want to go a little bit crazy, and they're like, "Listen to these guys. These guys are cool, and they're a bit funky. You've got a late night sound. It's a little bit sleazy. Look at them. They're so cute and rock and roll with their long hair."
Well, it's also like I think it's like they remind me of the sorts of bands my parents used to listen to.
There you go.
So it's like it's like
it's easy to get behind.
Say their parents like, oh, these
and
guys...
it's a very easy, sleazy, sexy.
And then then sometimes it's like we'll have like a like a dad and daughter, or dad and son, who like the dad brings the son, and they're like, oh, I quite like this band.
There we go.
And you get like the multi-generational sort of people rocking up. And you're like, sick.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like that. So
I like how you were giving us like tips on how to not hold a microphone.
And your shit.
You just went like 2 feet away from your face.
Yeah, before we did all this, Dan was like, "This is how you hold the microphone."
This is holding your microphone.
Really
and he gave me like 3 different updates on how to hold the microphone.
Make sure you don't hold it too far away from your face so no one can hear you.
And then he's just totally doing his own thing. It's all that Hennessy.
I actually can't handle my liquor, to be honest.
You can't?
Nah, I'm a big guy.
Well, am I doing okay? Because earlier
I was he was the one that was struggling to start.
I got poured like a kid pour because he's like, he doesn't look like someone who can handle his Hennessy.
A kid pour.
This potty is sponsored by Bodrigi Beer, a locally focused brewery heavy on all things art and music. This podcast is also sponsored by Thin Slizzy, serving Collingwood and surrounding suburbs the tastiest pizzas since 2020. Head over to thinslizzy.com to see for yourself. Now let's get on with the show.
Whatever happened to giving like a baby a little dip of the pinky of bourbon or
no,
whiskey?
It was brandy. If they were teething, yeah, or if they were sick.
Do you feel like Australia would be a better place if we all did that? If we gave our kids a little bit?
I feel like Australia would be a better place.
I think people still do it and they'll rub their gums.
If people like me who don't have kids keep telling everyone what to do with something they know nothing about.
Damn,
that would be.
I think it's good if people can just tell people about stuff that they don't know anything about, as long as there's a sense of irony behind it.
As long as they're willing to
understand that
take the viewpoint they could be wrong if someone else.
They definitely are wrong.
Yeah, but if they go, nah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm like, all right, buddy. Good
to get differing points of view. I think
there's not
a fresh perspective from
left
time to
brain,
time.
right brain.
See, well, there's like.
Left brain, right. I wrote something on that.
There seems to be not as many discussions and just more arguments.
Yeah, what are you doing? I'm just going off the cuff here.
And before we go on, and then Yeah, remind me of my like the.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to remind you of 2 stories, right?
No, well,
about
the
Bender.
first story is gone.
Oh, yeah.
No, you go back to your notes.
Well, no, my notes are this thing because when we caught up on my
go back to your notes, mate.
When we caught up on my podcast.
What's your podcast?
Satan on Weekends. We're an underground local rock and roll podcast.
Satan on Weekends?
Yeah.
Cool.
We interview smart, sassy, sexy local artists and musicians around the Melbourne area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hot.
And you're saying you did interview Amel and the Sniffers, or you'd like to?
I don't think I could get Amel. Yeah.
Well, not with that attitude.
No, that's true. Yeah, it's that defeatist attitude.
You could get Amel.
I'll get Amel.
Yeah.
I got to corner them sometime at a gig somewhere. I'm like, hey, it's George. I got a podcast.
I called her Amel once because I thought her name was Amel.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
I really, it wasn't.
Name's Amy. But we were talking on my podcast about the left brain, right brain. You were asking me about that, and then I started
about the podcast to me. What?
No, and I was telling you all about Focus 21, and you're like, "What the fuck's Focus 21?" And
now I know what it is.
Can we just refresh?
Oh, do you know what that is?
Well, you told me about it on the podcast.
What?
You know Focus 21?
Can you just refresh me as well? What's the left brain responsible for, and what's the right?
Left brain is responsible for logic and analytical
That's
thinking.
him?
Right brain is creativity and intuition.
That's me in this example.
I'm a little bit of both, and I looked into it, and it's because I'm ambidextrous, and ambidextrous indicates brain symmetrical activity.
Well, are you ambidextrous or are you cross-dominant? Because I'm tired of having this discussion with people. Ambidextrous means you do both things with both hands. Is that what you do?
Oh, no, I'm cross.
Cross dominance when you do one thing.
Oh, so I'm left-footed and right-handed.
I can shoot a basketball with my right hand. I wipe my butt with my left hand. I'll drink with my right hand. I'll brush my teeth with my left. That's what cross dominant is.
I'm trying to say my
That's
thing.
cross dominancy.
Okay.
Are you not impressed, Rudy?
No, I'm just intrigued.
Focus 21 was the thing. I just wanted to get this out so we can move on and actually interview our guest.
Yeah.
So Focus 21 was a thing where it was the journey to Focus 21. There was multiple stages, obviously all the way up to it. It's called the Gateway Process. It's called hemi-synchronicity, and it's when you work through exercises to exercise both sides of your brain. And so they can come together to focus energy.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
What is it? Is this a strategy? What is this?
It's guided meditation, and it's there was some people that were looking at it in the 60s. The CIA got onto it, and they had their own program. They were trying to understand how they could become basically smarter and use their brains to fucking as a weapon and unlock it. Yeah,
and of course weaponize it, because that's what everyone ends up.
And that was the whole point.
That's the end goal.
And then they didn't actually. They lost funding, unfortunately.
Well,
and
that's it.
But
what
I wanted to say was
these
the hemi-synchronicity was the thing, and so there is ways to combine the two hemispheres of the brain to.
You said it can make you levitate, right? That's what you said on the show last time.
Well, I think the CIA was trying to get there, and I don't know if they actually got to levitation.
I don't know why levitation.
Anyway, so that's out of the way now. We can move on.
Is that part of that? I remember there was a bunch of declassified CIA documents, and
this was part of it.
One of them had like how they train their agents just to fall asleep quickly. Is it part of that?
Well, no, that's an army thing, I think, as well.
Was it?
Yeah, because when you're in a stressful environment, they have certain meditation. Ways that you can.
What are you saying they're like grounding themselves head to toe in the middle of a trench?
No, they worked out the best way to go to sleep.
And what is the best way to go to sleep?
Well, there was a step process of going through it, and the whole thing about going to sleep is that you have to stop thinking. The moment you stop thinking, you fall asleep.
It's something like you imagine. I'm like, all right. Disclaimer, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just regurgitating.
Dude, I just talked for 3 minutes about shit.
I'm regurgitating what little I can remember, but it's something like you imagine like your body relaxing from the tip of your head.
It's grounding.
And then you like close your eyes and you slowly just imagine your whole body relaxing.
Going out to your hands, out to your feet.
And then
body scans.
And then you incorporate deep breathing. So I guess it's meditative.
What soldiers standing in the middle of a fucking knee-high trench doing that? Like, that's insane, right? How could you even relax?
I don't know if there's much sleeping going on in the trenches.
They tried. Well,
they tried their best.
Well, not when all the Nazis are on meth. There's no sleeping going on.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
That is nuts. That invasion of France, you had these guys who were awake for 7 days. Just fucking go nuts.
Have you ever been awake for 7 days?
No comment. No, not 7 days. Fuck no.
Nah, probably like 3.
I think,
Three's like
party people usually talk
On the
about,
bend.
talk about three.
I've been on the bend.
Yeah.
But not 7. That's too
7's
much.
crazy.
Yeah, that's Nazi
That's
infiltration
dangerous.
of France type level.
Where's segue going from here? Where's the
Can we
best?
segue back to our guest?
Yeah, where?
Well, I'm the one railroading this thing more than anyone else. So
Where would you say is like the best place that you've, I guess, A, played, but B, like partied? You've been all around the world.
I still want to find out more about your experiences in LA.
Well, he might say LA.
Where's the
We'd
best
have a good
place
segue.
I've played? Oh, I don't know.
Where are
Like,
the people the most fun to play to?
Have you played to 2 million people in Rio?
no. I've
shows must
never
be
been to
incredible.
South or Central America, but I have a feeling they love rock and roll, so I feel like that would be great.
Yeah, they do.
Dan is Argentinian.
I always
I
have a,
can attest that they do love their rock
I always
and
have a
roll.
great time up in Brisbane.
Why do Brizzy crowds go?
I don't know, and like
They are fucking
the
nice there,
Triffid.
though.
Is that the Triffid as a
It's one of
venue?
the- yeah.
That's a great venue, and I think it was owned or is owned by the bass player of Powderfinger, I believe.
Really?
So it's like,
That's a band?
yeah, it's like when a
That's-
touring musician sets up a venue, I feel like they do it to accommodate what they would have wanted.
They've got a better idea of how it needs to function.
And I don't know, yeah, Brisbane's always been great. Brisbane like maybe actually we did a run of shows over in the States with this band called Eagles of Death Metal,
I fucking love that band.
Don't want to say it.
and yeah, no, we'll keep politics out of
I
it.
flipping love that band.
They're a band.
And what I
I love
also
them. They're great.
yeah, there and also certain parts in Europe, it's like we were just the opening band. Don't really have
How many gigs did you play over Eagles?
about 7.
Was that after the whole thing?
The shooting.
The shooting, yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Would that have been scary
fucking
as a support
nuts.
band being like... Because that's probably one of the greatest disasters in like any... Like, that's probably the biggest casualty of any...
That's a
Any rock and roll show.
Ever.
that's a
I mean, there's Woodstock 99.
Dude, that is
That's
so,
a whole other thing.
so
That's-
upsetting, man.
that's a
Can we move
that's
away
an
from
after
that?
that's an after we hit stop conversation. I
Yeah,
reckon.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
a
yeah.
live.
It's
Anyway,
like-
back to Eagles of Death Metal
Yeah.
being fucking sick
So
band
we're the
to tour
support.
with.
We're the support
Were
band.
they fun though to hang out with?
It's more the crowds.
Yeah,
It's like we were the support band. We're on early, but we played, and almost every night the room was full. Like people came early, and then these people like, yeah, we listened to this song and this song
Yeah.
and this song, and
that's so cool.
they listened to the band, did their research, and also like told us if they didn't like us, they were like, it's not for me. But if they liked us, they were talking to us about our band. We're like, this is sick. Whereas over in Australia, I do this as well. I don't mean to, but I do. It's like you go, all right, so the support band's on 8, we'll probably rock up about 9:30, and you have to hang around for half an hour. Then whereas my experiences in the States and Europe and stuff is like they love to come and see the next, like the support artist, because they want to discover something new.
yeah,
For sure. I've heard that a lot about Europe. Like, it just seems like people are more supportive.
So yeah, it was like yeah.
But you've had
I
those
love
experiences
Brisbane.
yourself. You go to a gig early, you see a band you've never heard of before.
Yeah.
and they're sick.
I try to do it more now. Like I've become aware of it, as
I think
opposed
you
to
have
just being
to trust,
lazy and
you have to
going
trust
late.
the band and the promoter to know that they are obviously trying to put good bands on, and they're trying to put
Yeah.
the next up and coming band on.
Yeah, unless they have an agenda and they're on the same
record
whatever,
label, yeah,
and, like, and they're a band that just doesn't make sense. But most of the time, it's like
Yeah, that does happen.
you like to think that the reason bands are putting them on as supporters because they like them, they want to give them a bit of like expose them to an audience they would have otherwise not been able to reach.
I love foreign bands coming here and putting on local bands. That's the whole thing. Is like there's so many people that go out to watch gigs. I was at the Saints gig last night at
As in the band, the Saints.
Northcote Theatre. Yeah.
Well, hang on. There's only one. Yeah, all right.
Well, no,
I just went straight to AFL. I was like, wait, no, they're not a band. They're a football
I
team.
can tell you more about that band because they've added a whole bunch of different people to their band now. For example, Mark Arm from Mudhoney, who's now their lead singer.
Wait, of the
just for this
Saints?
tour. Yeah, he was there last night singing.
No shit.
Yeah.
That brings us back to fucking Cherry Rock.
But it's like there's so many people that
It
go.
always comes back to
but
Cherry
there's so
Rock.
many people that go to that gig, and it's like there's so much more rock and roll in the city and bands that you'll never find out about because you don't go and see anyone, and you only hang out to go and see the big bands when they come to town. You know? And I love it when the big bands come to town and they put a local band on.
yeah.
So I don't know like how many people went and saw the Pixies the other night and saw Belly of Lip Bombs for the first time. They're like, oh, this band's sick.
Yeah.
I need to go and see them more often.
Yeah.
I think Pearl Jam right now has the Psychos on, and like the Psychos are older than Pearl Jam, so like everyone already knows who that
And
is.
also Teen
but-
Jesus and the Gene Teasers.
Are they opening?
Yeah.
So there's 4 bands. So there's
I'm
Teen
pretty-
Jesus, there's Psychos, there's Pixies, and Pearl Jam. That's too many, man. But no one's going to show up for Teen Jesus if there's 4 bands.
That's
Maybe
all right.
Psychos only play. Maybe they're mixing it up.
Docklands, Marvel Australia.
Yeah, because I remember that Ballet was playing. I
don't know if there's a rule. There's an unwritten
Oh, yeah,
rule.
they're playing tonight at Marvel.
Teen Jesus.
No, just Pearl Jam.
Correct.
And I know that Teen Jesus are playing. Because
But are the Psychos
unfortunately
opening as well?
their set on the Gold Coast got rained out.
Oh, man.
There's like an electrical
I
storm.
saw that. There was a big thing. Like, the authorities have now let us into the venue or something.
Yeah, and unfortunately the Teen Jesus set got canned for the sake of, I guess, the event running on time.
Yeah, right.
Which is a big... Yeah, no, it sucks.
That happens a lot, though. I've seen it happen like 4
We can't...
times.
Well, the thing is, you can't get angry at nature
No.
and weather systems. You can get angry at the people that decide not to make it a covered stadium, or at least the ability to become covered.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, they're
Huggers-
working. You know, they got budgetary
They're working 9
constraints.
till 5.
When you were coming up, did you play a lot of shows in like local smaller venues in Melbourne?
Oh yeah, we've done like the old bars and Cherry and
Which one was your favourite?
like little tiny venue.
Yeah. Or like the Curtain.
No, we've done the Curtain. The Curtain's cool.
A lot of bands love playing the Curtain.
Curtain's a pretty big venue.
It's bigger than the old bar. It's bigger than Night
Curtain's
Old bar's always fun.
Curtain's like 400.
Old bar's
Old
like a
bar's real
shit show, but also good.
Yeah.
The original Cherry was sick.
Yes.
Down in the
I remember
down the
that,
laneway. Where else was?
Old bar's crazy. I've been like thrown into.
Did you ever play Nighthawks to 16 people
Nah, that wasn't open when we.
when you got started?
Yeah,
That place is sick though.
So
They used to be a sponsor
the
of the show.
Gasso.
actually.
That was always no. Yeah, no, the Gasso's great.
Gasso was
I'm just
cool.
trying to think of places that didn't have that.
Guess
made,
I was the roof open.
I kind of like.
Yeah, I've never seen it with the roof open.
so
like
cool.
I kind of like the uphill battle gig sometimes. It's like our first trip to New York. We played in this like bar that wasn't even a venue. We rocked up and they're like,
You're just playing on the floor.
yeah. And then we're like, all right, so can we get, and the drummers fold back this, and they're like, oh no, it's just one speaker for the whole band.
Yeah,
What
stop
year was
asking us
that?
to do shit. Just play your
12,
goddamn songs.
11 years ago.
Yeah,
So,
right.
and then we're like, all right. And then it was a sick gig because we had to like balance ourselves on stage and listen and actually tap into everyone. And it was sweaty, and we're all, this is back when we thought that becoming drunk and playing was a good idea. And it can
But
be
you had a sick gig.
Well, yeah, it's great. It's entertaining.
Where in New York did you play?
I
Where was
cannot
that
remember.
venue?
Somewhere in Manhattan,
Yeah.
Lower East Side, I believe.
Just say Bowery.
It
or
was
something.
during they had this festival called CMJ over there, which is kind of like the New York version of South by Southwest.
Oh really?
So we did a whole bunch of
country music groove.
we did a whole bunch of I don't know, CMJ. I don't know what it stood for.
CMJ or CMG?
Groove?
Joe.
It no longer exists, unfortunately. But yeah, we did a whole bunch of different venues.
City Music Jam.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what it is?
No.
We
Just working-
I remember
working what I
we went to the gig on the L train and we had like the keyboards and guitars without cases just on there because they were too heavy and cumbersome to fit in a taxi afterwards. So
That's a video clip.
yeah, well, there's actually one. There's our friend who's a great photographer who does lots of band stuff. James Adams was over there shooting us, and there's actually a shot of Elliot on the L train with our organ just between his legs during sort of rush hour.
That's awesome.
And we're like,
those
well-
trains are fucking crazy. We're interviewing a guy who dresses up as like crazy shit and goes on the train to do stand-up comedy. Have you seen those videos on TikTok?
I've seen videos of that manner, but I don't know about the specific person.
Yeah, it's like the one dude that does it.
So back to interviewing the band. You did get started. Was one of your biggest first supports with Wolf Mother, or did you have someone prior to that kind of got you moving around a bit?
Because
Was that a big one?
well, Elliot cameoed in Wolf Mother for a bit, and he was like,
Was that the connection?
yeah, I'm trying to think. We might have played some festivals that they were on, but the first like Mr. Big Time gig that probably helped was Foo Fighters, I reckon. That'd be.
Was that a national tour or just a couple of dates?
Oh, but no, that was we did the whole tour.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think as well. It's like we also did. I can't remember the actual timeline of which was before or after, but there's also Primal Scream and maybe Kasabian was a good one as well.
Kasabian is good for you guys. It's a very similar type.
There's still people that we run into. It's like, yeah, I found out about you guys at the Kasabian gig.
They're big names. They're all big names. Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
Kasabian, Primal Scream.
And this is speaking of the Foo
You guys
Fighters.
were killing it with your supports.
Yeah, well, the reason
Who was getting all those? You had an incredible manager? Or?
Well, this is a good little, maybe a little anecdote about, like, even if things are shit, you just keep doing them and, like, stick to the plan and don't, like, cancel things just because you think they're going to be crap.
Yeah.
The reason we got the Foo Fighters run is the very last show we're meant to do in LA once. It was like, I think they billed it and promoted it for the wrong day. So we rocked up and like, wait, you're supposed to be playing... fuck. And they completely screwed up the whole, like, all the marketing and advertising for it. So there was basically no one there. And we're like, should we just can this gig? We're like, we're over here. What else are we going to fucking do? We fly out tomorrow and we played the gig. And it turns out that Foo Fighters managers was in the crowd.
One of 3 people.
And yeah, like, I think it's like 15, 20 people there max.
Yeah.
And he saw the band, and by the time we'd landed in Australia, we didn't know about it. They must have reached out to our manager, and by the time we flew out the next day, by the time we'd landed in Australia, the current support act had been booted, and we'd been put on the run.
They'd kicked them because of you guys?
Yeah, because the manager saw us in LA.
Who
and
was
went,
that? Was that Grinspoon?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember who it was actually.
Yeah.
It was someone, and I think it did annoy a few people, but it wasn't anything to do with us.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, he saw us. He's like, this is the fucking band
This
that
is
you
what we
need.
need.
And
Yeah.
so they're like, and I think they
You must have played an alright show.
Oh no, that's the thing.
You were down on your spirits. You must have played.
Well, that's the best. It's like you don't just dial it in. You got to, that cliche thing of like, it doesn't matter if you're playing to 10,000 or 20. It's kind of like a good ethos to have.
That's a great story.
And it's like, and if we'd canned the show, or if we just went fuck this, and then
you never would have got the biggest break of your
You
career.
never know who's watching, right?
and that point, old mate was. I can't remember his name, but yeah, it's like, and then
Manager of Foo Fighters.
And then in 48 hours, shout
Get
out to
that
the manager.
contact, shout out.
There we go. And then 48
That's
hours.
what I'm doing when I do that.
Oh!
48 hours later, we just got put on the whole tour.
How many dates is that?
That was all the capital cities, including Perth. And it was all stadiums, which is sick.
Yeah.
And that's when we first discovered catering
Wow.
and road crews who just take all your stuff off stage.
Holy
So we had...
Bailey is woken up.
Bailey's
Bailey's asleep.
Little
Bailey's
doggy
woken up
jumped on my lap. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then we're
dog,
like rolling in.
Good
People
dog.
are loading all your stuff off only because there was a limited amount of changeover time. So
Yeah.
they had we'd finished 20 people just come on and they were nice enough to let us put all our gear in the truck, and then we go to catering and get a little catering thing, and then 2 weeks later be on our own tour with no catering and picking up all our own shit and be like, it's like a nice little section of.
Did you get to hang out with the guys?
Yeah, they were awesome.
Were they
We're still
cool?
You're
friends.
mates with him, aren't you? I saw an interview
We're still
with you.
friends with Chris Shiflett, the guitarist, and at the time I think
Who was also in
the promoters.
No Use for a Name? No.
Yeah. That is. I remember I told them, I was like, I got
Was
really
he in
up.
No Use for a Name?
Yeah. I told, when we're hanging out, I was like, I got so cut when you quit No Use for a Name.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I totally get it now. But as a teenager, I was so off.
I think it's cool to have a punk guitarist in Foo Fighters like that. I think it added something to it.
What was Pat Smear doing in Foo Fighters? Was he in it?
He was in there at the start.
Yeah. And then
he's still in there.
And he's back
still
in.
in
He's a guitarist
Auxiliary
from
guitar.
X. No, not X. Derby Crash. Wasn't he a guitarist for Derby Crash?
I don't know. That's cool though.
Bailey's just sniffing your crotch.
Yeah, legit. That's,
Yeah, so if we just dialed it in,
But also guitarist for Nirvana.
and
Yeah.
another, and I just brought back another memory is I think the support band that got kicked off for us was represented by the promoter of the tour.
Sorry, the germs. Just had to
So
check.
at some points, they tried to keep us away from all the Fooey's guys. We were Chris was hanging out, and
Why do you think Chris liked hanging out with you guys?
well, he
regular
watched
rockers,
us, and we're
just
like,
dudes.
you guys aren't shit, and
Yeah.
we're just being ourselves and nice and treating him like making fun of him and stuff, and just instead of being like, oh my god, we're just
You just
as soon as you enter the band's orbit, you just get treated like everyone else in the band. So it's we'll give him
It's
shit.
funny because when you are in the crowd, you think that the touring bands are hanging backstage with the headliner and they're all
Yeah,
mates.
everyone's, like,
And you
chummy and
kind of
friends
think
and
that, and it's not based off anything.
Yeah.
But in the real world, there's actually sometimes they're just not talking at all.
There's a hierarchy there.
Sometimes there is, but on this occasion, everyone's really great. We gave Dave a Delta Riggs denim jacket, which I'm pretty sure he has, and we're still mates with Chris Shiflett. And at the lobby bar
he comes out
afterwards,
here
Elliot
and plays,
told Taylor Hawkins he doesn't know how to shuffle.
Okay.
Which is, for those who don't know how to shuffle, it's a style of drumming. It's a
I
rhythm.
think about the old school,
like the.
Oh yeah.
And he told Taylor he didn't know how to shuffle. In a joking fashion.
Fun.
And he's like, fuck you, man, I can't fucking shuffle. I'll fucking show you. And they had a rehearsal room set up backstage so they could jam.
Had a shuffle off.
And no, you could just hear Taylor Hawkins practicing it, like playing a shuffle the next day. Because Elliot must have gotten in his head. He's like, I fucking can shuffle. I can shuffle. But they used to rehearse for 2 hours before the show. They had it all set up and then they go out and play for 3 hours. And I was like, fuck.
That is commitment.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
And they're having
fun. I mean, that is their job.
But also fun. Like, it wasn't like, it's like you could hear them playing silly songs backstage. Like, I don't know. For those who don't play music, that you can, sometimes when you're playing music, you can just play something and get on a silly bit and make each other laugh by all the dumb shit that you can do, but you choose not to. It's like silly
comic jams.
Yeah, just like
you have jams.
We have like silly rhythms that you'd never do in a song or live, but you have the ability to do, and it becomes funny because you do it behind closed doors. Like, say if you went like like just silly shit.
I feel like they would be doing that stuff on stage as well, just to fuck with each other.
You could hear them
everyone's always fucking with each other. Do you guys used to do that when you were playing live after you've been to
if it's our own show? Yeah. If we're,
what would you guys do to fuck with each other? Like live on stage?
Live on stage, what, deliberately?
Yeah.
Well, just like to give the drummer a hard time, or someone where you know something annoys someone.
I'm trying to think.
Or you're being professional.
The biggest way to fuck with someone else on stage is get too drunk and mess up your whole show.
That'll teach them.
That'll
teach them. Yeah,
that'll show those losers.
That's a big bet.
I don't know. And then when you start realizing that people are paying to come and watch you go, fuck, we better not complete. You got to respect the fact that someone's taken time out and money out of their day to come and watch your.
But how many people are yelling like, "You fucked up that verse"?
Oh no, and we just give ourselves little looks, and then
it's fun to be a little bit loose.
Every so often to be like the whisper in the ear, like "dickhead," or like or like you think you got away if someone's like, and then you see someone go like this, you're like, damn it, someone.
I feel
heard
like
it.
you get that sometimes when you can tell like the guitarist messes up something, and then everyone starts having a giggle, and they're all looking at him.
Yeah, that's what happened
like,
with
is it that much of a gag?
Everyone was having a
see. You've never. This is you see. Don't do that. If you don't show any emotion or fuck, because if you point out a fuck up, people are gonna go, actually, that guy, they just fucked up.
I saw it the other day. I can't remember what
the
band I was
hives would
watching,
never.
and everyone on stage was like having a laugh, and it's like we all heard it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
see, the hives wouldn't do that. The hives would fuck up and just pretend nothing happened.
Hives do fuck up. They fuck up things all the time if you watch them live, and they'll just keep playing. And they'll just rip it.
No, it's like not showing fear. Like if you're playing to a pretty aggressive crowd, I don't know if you ever played.
Well, no, just because they play so fast,
Have you ever played to like a bikie or a really like crazy fucked up crowd?
Up in Mangrove Mountain, we
full circle.
Yeah, so there was two places to go drink. There was
on purpose.
the Mangrove Mountain Bowls Club, which is basically a glorified demountable, and we had a balcony which we dubbed the balcony of bullshit. And then they had the golf club, which is just too far away, so we never went there. And the Mangrove Mountain Country Club, like, this is...
Dude, who's naming all this shit? This is so cool.
This is,
well, he's naming it. He called the balcony bullshit.
Oh, we dubbed the balcony.
The actual names.
Yeah, that's a real name. This would have been... I'll have to look up when we released the CP to get an exact date, but 12 years ago. And...
Was that your original, the Delta Riggs EP?
Yeah.
With the 4-track?
That was up... Ode to Jeremiah. No, sorry, it's the second and third one. That was on that album cover. That's the house that we lived at.
There we go.
As well.
Oh, we need to talk about album covers.
Up at the Mangrove Mountain Country Club 12 years ago, it's all like, there's some like just regular folk, and then there's also bikies, meth, lots of that shit came out there. There's talks of bodies buried in the hills and all that sort of stuff, and there's a few families that I won't name. Firstly, because I can't remember the name. and secondly
Just general
because
local
I don't
crime
end up in a
Shout out
ditch.
to Hennessy.
I don't want to end up in a
Shout
ditch.
out to local crime syndicates.
Oh my god.
So
dude.
we went up there drinking, and this is back in the long hair, tight jeans, Cuban heel boots, fucking, and we roll in there. They're like, who the fuck are these idiots? That was their general. That's the vibe we got from them, and they almost, a few times we had a few champions up there who were tougher, and a few other people tried to like start fights with us, but then some of the times the tougher guys would be like, wait, leave them alone. They like the Stones. It's fine, And then to win them over, we played a free gig up there on a public holiday. I can't remember which one it was.
Sounds like the final scene of a B movie.
So we said like, how about they're like, do you want to play a gig up here? We're like, when? And they're like, oh, well, it's a long weekend.
United the neighborhood.
Well, this is how we came on board. We did it for free.
Yeah.
We played the gig, and then we're like done. They're like, keep playing. We're like, we don't have any more songs. They're like, start again. And then we're like, we can't. It's like, all right, hang on a sec.
What covers you got there?
We used to do Feeling Alright by Joe Cocker.
I fucking love Joe Cocker, man.
We did that.
I feel like that would have gone down pretty well.
We did that for 20 minutes.
There we go. Just a jam.
Did you do the
Because
moves
it's like,
as well?
no, it's also
Dude,
like,
they would have lost their minds.
because it's also like, there's that bit, it's like, feeling alright. And then it has a build up, shit. Feeling alright.
Dude, you would have had them in the palm of your hand.
And they handed a hat around, collected $400 in cash, and be like, man, they're like, all right, there's your fee, play. We're like, all right, and we just started the set again, and everyone thought it was great.
Wow.
And that's how we won them over. And then from that point
That is
on,
incredible.
So Joe
though.
Cocker
That's a
saved
party.
your life.
we're on. Then it's like no one fucked with this. They realized we were living up there. People dropped off little fruit and veg baskets because they knew we were broke, and the local butcher gave us, like soup bones and stuff. And
Full circle.
yeah, shout out to butchers.
Oh shit! And they said his podcast has no structure. Well, I beg to differ.
It's
Yeah, so
fucking
that's
hot right now.
It's that's. I lost my train of thought. Just as you said, this podcast has no structure.
Well, that's how it goes. He's like Joe Cocker is the reason that like I even dance in the first place, because I watched him boogie when I was a kid. My dad raised me on him. I was like, holy fuck! If he can do that, I can do anything on stage.
Yeah,
Dance was
great band, great backup singers.
fucking awesome.
Yes.
30 feet from stardom. You've seen that?
Where are backup singers these days?
Probably a mangrove mountain.
Just doing all the work and getting none of the credit.
Yeah, but no bands really roll up with like 3 babe.
I was thinking about that the other day, just in general.
Because it adds. It adds.
If you
to
have
a big
if you have the
sound.
budget, they do. I reckon.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's 3 more people you've got to pay at the end of the night.
I went and saw the Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings and Charles Bradley and the Manahan Street Band. They had the backup singers, and
Dap Kings is so. Yeah.
they running that shit.
Sorry, Kong Josie. I just want to put it out there. Kong Josie has backup singers.
They have backup singers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're awesome. Shout out to Kong Josie. Lots of shout outs on this show.
Have you done any shout outs yet?
Nah. I know. I just re-shouted out what Dan was
Can
shouting
you shout
out.
out to your band?
What?
Who else is in Delta Rigs? And what are they up to
Monty.
now? What kind of love can you give the rest of the Delta Rigs
King
crew
of Sydney.
right now?
We have Elliot Hammond, who is the singer and also plays drums on lots of the records, or most of the records. I play drums every so often on the records.
Oh yeah.
And we were also one of the main songwriters, and Michael Tremonti on bass, who also plays most of the. We have this thing called a jangle brother, who's basically has a style of playing guitar which is just jangling non-stop.
Jangling.
Like your Tom Petty's a jangle brother. Our good friend Jay Laffer from the Panics, he's a jangle brother. Like just that consistent sort of rhythm. Monty also is. We gave him a nickname called Crepes. He's basically the best networker out of the whole entire outfit.
Yeah.
Like he just knows people, and he's got he's just a lovable person. We realize now he's probably got he's the most ADD sort of guy out of the whole entire band.
Every band needs that person.
Well, it's like how we thought, I thought I was that person, and it's like how this is a throwback to Blink-182. It's like when you thought Tom DeLonge was the ADD guy, and then you watch the doco and you actually realize that Mark was the ADD guy. That's like Monty.
Yeah.
We thought myself or someone else was like a squirrel, whereas Monty's just all over the shop,
Really.
but in a good way.
But also getting your hookups.
Oh, he's got he's we call him Crepes because he spreads himself so thinly across multiple different social circles.
Is Crepes a new nickname? Or?
Yeah, it's been around for about 5 years.
But still
Okay.
so tasty.
We don't use it.
Yeah.
There we go. And then Jesse's on guitar, and we've got a sort of like a rolling roster of drummers, depending on availabilities.
Session and touring drummers.
Yeah, Well, session is mostly it's like
guys.
Elliot.
Yeah,
We're the band in the studio, and then touring drummers. We've got a couple.
drummers.
Cool.
We got your Oscar Linkson, who's currently doing the last little runs, and Manny Barakis, who's a great drummer as well.
Who's going to be drumming for the Billy Corgan?
Elliot.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is, yeah.
True?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's a great drummer. He's drummer before singer. He was only
you-
he was only the singer in the band because it's like, who wants to sing? It's like you seem to be fitting the best, so I guess you're the singer.
Nobody wants to be the singer anymore, though.
I'm glad I'm not the singer.
I'll be
I'm like the behind the scenes sort of, I produce all the records and do all the...
Are we able to get triple A's for the Billy Corgan show?
Ah, fuck no.
That was quick, though. I expected a bit more hesitation.
That was quick fire.
That's quick, though.
No, I don't
You
know.
get asked that all the time, don't you?
I don't know. I haven't even bothered. Well, this is like, because we've got to realise that it's like we are working for him, and the professional thing
That's
is
a
you
good
don't
point.
you don't go before you've even met him. Oh, how many guest spots can we get?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just leaving that. That's like
Yeah.
that's low
And you
priority.
don't need it.
We could probably, realistically, you could probably get a few. But
It's kind of like a see how it goes
that's
thing
low.
as well.
That's like also you don't even talk to them. You talk to the tour manager when they're on the ground.
Really?
When
yeah.
do you practice?
When?
Yeah, like have you had one practice of him yet?
No, we've been practicing internally.
Does he have,
Has he told you what he needs you to play? Is that how it works?
He's given us a set list and what he'd like to do with it.
Yeah.
And as I said, like some of the songs don't have a band, so we've had to invent our own parts. And our first production rehearsal with him is a week. It's in 9 days.
Wow.
You're here in Melbourne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over it.
Where at, Rudy?
We're doing it in
Upstairs at the Tote.
yeah, downstairs at the Toad.
Yeah.
We're doing it over at what's it called? Wick Rehearsals in Brunswick, but they've got a studio side which has a huge live room.
Yeah.
So they're rolling the full
Wick in
PA,
Brunswick,
full
yeah,
production
yeah.
in there.
What a
Well,
coincidence.
it's
I'll
sweet.
be there as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be in the spot that doesn't have an elevator.
Have you seen that? Sorry to sidetrack, but you seen that interview where Billy Corgan's interviewing Nick Cave, and he like fucks up that he's like British. He says he's British.
Oh, back in the early 90s.
Yeah, I'd love
It's
to,
like an
like-
MTV backstage
That's
thing.
such a
yeah.
No, I
classic
haven't,
fucking
but I will
interview.
look at it.
Yeah, talk to him about it. I'm sure he'll really like
I
that.
don't reckon bring
Nah.
that up.
Nah, don't
Yeah.
bring it up.
No,
I reckon
we're
just
gonna
like-
stick to music and wrestling
Yeah, and Hennessy.
and
Hennessy.
food.
And
Well, I don't know.
food.
Well, the thing is, like, we've also agreed. It's like, no, we're not like. Well, nowadays we usually try to, for at least 5/6 of the show, it's like 0.05. It's you know what I mean, like
I gotcha.
like-
We're professionals now.
yeah, we'll try to be.
Yeah. What about the food? It'd be really good to bond with Billy.
Well, I love cooking.
Over
Over
and
some
food.
lobster.
Yeah, so what can you maybe, do we know what Billy likes? Is there something in Melbourne that you can bring
You
his
can probably
attention
research what he likes.
No,
and,
but then that destroys about 30 minutes of conversation.
and
Getting to
that's
know.
important, actually.
If you're like, so I know you like, oh, fuck, this is a bit weird. Is opposed like, so.
But are you going to take him to Mario's on like a Tuesday afternoon?
My
have a
mate
big
works
bowl of
there. I can
pasta?
get you a discount.
Yeah, I don't know.
to take
I haven't
him to
actually thought about
Mario's.
it. We might end up at Supper Inn
Thin
at
Slizzies,
2 in the morning, and
Thin Slizzies?
Who
Good
knows?
pizza.
sponsor of the podcast.
yep.
They're not a sponsor of the podcast.
They are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do I get a pizza?
Yeah, maybe.
You get one slice.
You get what you
I
work
love.
for.
Yeah, you get what you work
Nah,
for.
sometimes I treat
Right
I
next
treat the
to-
boys to a pizza. Yeah.
Right next to Fifi's.
Right next to
That-
Fifi's.
which is now called Holy Diver.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
It's the same.
That's right. Fee sold the place, didn't she?
She did, but it's really funny because the same people that went to Fifi's go to Holy Diver. It's the same crowd. It's cool. I love it. I got some goth martinis here the other night.
Goth. You got a goth martini.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was ordering. He was saying things to me, and I was just saying yes. Like he was like leading me down a path of different things, and I was saying
The
yes to
martini
different
was
things.
gothic. You saying that?
Yeah.
Or the bartender was a goth.
Calabata like olives, the black olives,
Yeah.
and the black olive juice,
Ah, yeah.
and I didn't realize. And I was with a lady friend, and I took them back to the table, and she was just like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
And I was like, trying to sell it. I didn't know what I bought because
I was thinking about
I
it.
don't know
I
what
was
you were
like-
telling me.
Mistake.
I was like,
I
squidding?
fucked up.
Like, how do they color it? And all I could,
Yeah,
all,
it's
all I
that-
could think of was squidding, but the Kalamata olive brine.
Yeah, Kalamata.
I'm gonna try that out. That sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah,
Well,
I would
probably
still. If I win a second time, I'd go at original.
Do you go
so-
vodka or gin?
I go gin.
I go vodka.
Why do you go vodka?
I just don't like gin. It's too botanical.
I love gin and cocktails. Yeah.
I don't usually drink.
Yeah.
I don't drink
Can't
gin
tell.
unless it's in a cocktail.
Yeah. Nah. I've just never been a gin guy.
No.
It's also like a scam. Think of how many boutique gin companies there are and how much they're charging for.
That is a scam.
What is basically...
But you know why they do that? It's because they're trying to...
be whiskey companies and they need 12 years.
Exactly. And do you know what they need to do? They need to do what the gospel did, and they need to start as a whiskey moonshine company and then go into whiskey.
Yeah. Bring back...
Because they used to have the Melbourne Moonshine Company. And that's the pathway.
Well, this is a hot take. We're talking about this podcast called the Blind Boy Podcast before we started recording.
Yeah, I want to find out more about it.
And one of his hot takes was
Irish guy.
There's a whole load of Chinese gin companies that are popping up. And he's like, they're gin companies because in 12 years' time, they actually plan to be whiskey companies when the trade opens up between North Korea and China, and they'll have all this whiskey to export. So they're like playing the long game with starting as a gin company to keep the doors open, and then pivoting to whiskey once it's been aged, with the hope that all these new trade routes have opened.
Is that what whiskey is?
Give me something more than that, especially when North Korea is involved.
Well, that was that. Look, I'm just paraphrasing. That was not my hot take. That was
good paraphrasing.
That was his hot take. I'm not going to expand on it.
He's got better hot takes.
He does have better hot takes.
You gave me one before. I thought it was pretty good.
Donald Trump inventing hip hop or some shit.
That's incredible.
It was.
Do you want to tell us that one, or is it too much?
Well, it's quite topical, isn't it?
It's very topical.
No, he had a hot take of. I might be screwing this up, so go have a listen to it. I can't remember.
What are we listening to?
He also listens.
What's it called? Blind Boy.
The Blind Boy Podcast. He's from Limerick in Ireland, and he also names his podcasts ridiculous names, so you can't actually find what they're talking about.
The Aphex Twin of podcasters.
And he'll recite poetry. And
he's like mental health, music, poetry. He's got I'm pretty sure he has an arts degree,
we have a lot in common. 100%
got an arts degree.
Fine arts.
Oh yeah.
There. So all right,
are we shouting out to different podcasts?
One of them's called.
This is meta as fuck. I don't know.
One of his things is called the tumescent glands of Ronald McDonald, and it's. I don't know what's that about.
I get what he's putting out.
But he might not be even talking about anything to do with that. So his hot take was how Donald Trump had a pivotal role in the birth of hip-hop. And I might be wrong because I listened to this a while ago, but he talked about how hip-hop was born out of the block parties that were thrown by the community in... It's Brooklyn?
New York City.
Yeah, New York and Brooklyn area because they couldn't afford the rent that kept going up from the landlord, so they'd throw a party and get together as a community and throw these block parties, raise money for everyone's rent, and also that's where, DJs and stuff started mixing breaks, vinyl breaks,
and rapping.
And then people started, rapping over the top of it, and none of that would have happened if the landlord hadn't put up the rent prices, and the landlord was Donald Trump.
To one of these blocks.
Yeah, to the I think to.
But there were other landlords.
But I think the actual block who.
Yeah, actually, block where
do we
it
land
started.
on? Was it DJ Jazz? Who do we land on?
Oh, we didn't. No, we said a whole lot of names.
We didn't land on it. We rambled.
Mixmaster. Yeah, we
Mixmaster.
We should have. I should have looked this up.
Yeah. Block party.
Well, yeah, he's somebody who's not getting a shout out on this podcast.
Well, we want to give it to someone.
Yeah,
block party,
it can't be for
DJ.
Trump.
I just tried to look up first hip hop break, and it put first hip break. And I got a whole load of medical things.
Yeah, that's a thing.
You boys are on your phones.
Yeah,
we're trying to do research, which we should have researched earlier.
Your boys are on your phones.
Okay, Clive Campbell.
What?
AKA DJ Kool Herc is credited with pioneering this technique.
He could be one of them.
He could definitely be.
He is one of them.
I'm getting Kool Herc, another one. Yep. Anyway, so if he hadn't been a complete prick and put the rent up, those block parties wouldn't have existed. And therefore, the DJs wouldn't have been spinning vinyl and
supply and demand.
Breaks. But then, of course, if he didn't do it, some other cunt would have. Is that too much swearing? Is that have we gone too far swearing?
No swear. This isn't for kids, as you can already tell, Rudy.
No.
There's lots
this is for 18 plus, or in America, 21 plus adults.
Lots of kids do listen, though.
Lots of kids do listen. That's what
we give them advice
Spotify
about
shows.
Bomb making equipment and stuff like that.
That's something you can't fucking say. That's actually what you can't say.
That's what kids do. They go and Google how to make bombs.
Did you never have the Anarchist Cookbook?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. When I was a kid, that's what fucking people were doing. I remember one kid couldn't come to school for a while because he blew himself up trying to make a bomb. He was just fucking around at home.
I tried to take my...
That's what fucking kids used to do.
I tried to take...
Thank God for TikTok then, hey.
In the 90s,
maybe they'll bring it back.
in the 90s, I tried to take down my school's computer system by putting a floppy disk and shaving match heads onto it with nail polish and then inserting it into the...
And where did you learn how to make that?
You're a real hero.
Nothing. I learned that from this book called The Anarchist Cookbook.
There we go.
Yeah.
I didn't have it, but I know about the Anarchist Cookbook.
So kids have always been up to like... it's not really... It's like setting fires, disrupting the... just...
Well, it's like Fight Club shit.
Rebelled.
Well,
like,
you know what? Now that...
which is maybe why I like punk music as well. It's like that little sort of on the fringes.
Well, 16-year-olds are now banned from social media, according to the government here.
Well, so they'll have to fucking read a book to learn how to make their bombs now. Fuck, there's some education.
Yeah, they're going to have to go to the library. Fuck.
Go to the library and learn how to be an anarchist.
Hang on a second. Wait, I need how many points of ID to join up? Oh. I guess I'll...
Is that a thing?
Oh, no, I just had to show...
Does anyone here have a library membership?
I'm a big library guy, if you can't tell.
Yeah, I joined.
How hard was it to join the library?
It was really easy.
Very easy. Probably the easiest thing I've ever done in my life.
I don't have to provide any ID at all.
What's the most anarchist book that you found at your local library?
Bruh. Most anarchist book? I got the Communist Manifesto or some shit like that.
From your local library?
Yeah. There's some fucked up... There's a band's book department. I'm not going to talk about that.
Is it at the local library?
What's it? I'm Jewish, right? But my mate goes to ACU. I don't know why I needed to phrase it that way. And basically, there's a banned book section underneath ACU. And I actually can't talk... We're not talking about any of those books, but you want to talk about
what's
fucked
banned?
up books. No. But like, probably the worst things you could ever
stop.
imagine. Yeah.
What's the one that Iranian guy wrote who got death threats forever?
Oh, no, that's not... I know what you're talking... Salman...
Yeah, that's the guy.
What the hell is it? Salman...
Yeah. Rashid.
Rashid.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
And what was his book called? It was...
basically,
it was a takedown of Islam.
Yeah, now you can get that from every bookshop now.
Really?
Yeah, at least in Australia, you can get that from any bookshop. You probably... Yeah. Salman Rushdie. That's it.
It's called maybe the Satanic Song.
Yeah. Maybe Art of War is the most, dangerous book in the world.
What's that kid's name? The Chinese guy?
Maybe...
What?
Maybe the nose...
How do you say it, though? I can't remember how to say it.
Sun Tzu. Is it Sun Tzu?
Sun Tzu, yeah.
Oh, the Art of War.
Yeah.
Sun Tzu? Yeah. Shit.
Have you ever studied any
It's like
ancient text before making an
Machiavelli
album
type level.
before?
Ancient text.
Have you ever had a conceptual kind of approach to it that's beyond just writing an album?
Like war philosophy.
We all like history and we like reading and obviously got into the Hunter S. Thompsons and all that sort of era of
Gonzo journalism.
Yeah, journalism, literature. And then as far as like how far back have we gone? Is that what you're asking? Like
No, like just what sort of maybe there's like a book or some philosophies or
Have you
something
ever,
that have helped you.
Taken
I reckon just by ingesting it, they have helped, but not like deliberately
directly beforehand.
Directly referencing it whilst doing it. It's more having consumed that at some point in your life. It's come up.
Do you find that you guys would consume, I guess, literature or creative stuff or media together as well, or is it a separate kind of thing?
Sometimes it'd be like, hey, like I remember there's one point
like reading each other bedtime stories.
Well, I remember there's one time Elliot and I really got. This goes back to being like broke, no internet. We started reading this chronologist, like the Richard Sharp, and it was about like Bernard Cornwell, I think's the author, and it's like basically it's like 25 books, and it's all like factual history based, but they've inserted fictional characters into it.
Yeah.
So it follows he starts off like a green coat for the East India Company, and it follows this person's whole entire journey up to the Battle of Waterloo over about 22 books.
That sounds cool.
And Elliot and I share, like, he's like, I'll buy this one if you buy the next one, we'll just swap.
I think you need a friend to get through something.
And they were like,
epic.
$3 down at Big W. It's like, and it's just like, it's like really easy reading, had a bit of history in there, had a bit of excitement.
If
and
you
then
guys
they
did that
were
together-
small. Elliot and I went down that path and we got through all of them over the course of like a year and a half.
Oh, here's another one. Days of War, Nights of Love. You guys heard of that?
Yeah.
So it's like this book that you have to write to an address in Canada and then they'll send you a copy.
What?
It's like
Sick.
It's like anarchists, like
I'm gonna write this
on
down.
the fringes type stuff, and then they'll send you other books and stuff. It's very communist and anarchist type stuff.
What's it called?
You can't buy them at bookstores. It just
Days
won't
of War,
get published.
Nights of Love.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, and it's like put out by
Story
like
of my life, man. Honestly,
It's like
Independent publisher.
yeah, they basically
It's put up by Penguin. Have picked it up and made paperbacks.
they've got some crazy books though now.
Penguin.
Penguin's got crazy shit that you wouldn't even believe. There's There's one called it's something about this like sadist or sadist, however you say it, and it's like Diary of an Oxygen Thief.
Okay.
And it's by Anonymous. And it's about a dude who documents how he like steals, metaphorically speaking, steals the oxygen of all the people that he dates with and ruins their life. And it's a real story, but he's actually gone and written his whole life, and it's just as anonymous, and they published it. That's the thing that's out, yeah.
I thought it was going to be a story about logging companies. That's what
It's boring.
Yeah, we need more literature on logging companies.
Well, he said oxygen thief. That's where my brain went.
Yeah, oxygen thief.
It's a metaphor, though. I think there'd be a lot of girls out there.
Too far of a stretch?
No, I think you got
It's
something
not.
there.
It is a metaphor. It's not a literal thing.
I went literal. On this shit.
Yeah.
Well, okay, lads. I don't know. I don't have any concept of time because I don't know when we started, and I don't
Hour
know
and a
how
half
long this
ago.
podcast.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did you say an hour and a half?
All right, I'll leave you with the story that I was going to tell.
Rudy, please tell us your story.
So one of our favourite... we just said as our favourite game. Our first time we went over to the States as a band. We're at this bar. I think it's called like the Bigfoot Lodge or the Black Bear Lodge or something. No, Black Bear Lodge is in Brisbane. I think it's like Bigfoot Lodge and it's in Los Feliz in LA. We're sitting around having, tequilas and whatever, and we just started chatting to these two guys. And what we got into them, they were like, oh, you're in a band. It's like, what do you play? Rock and roll? And we're like, and we somehow landed on this game of sorts. It's like, you name an American rock and roll band and we'll name one from the Commonwealth that does it way better.
Awesome.
And this went on for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then after that, we're like, what do you do for work? He's like, well, I'm a homicide detective. My buddy's in narcotics. And we're like,
City cops.
off duty, yeah? Off duty? You're up?
Yeah, you just exposed you.
And there's, a couple of trips to the bathroom where, it's like, why are they going to the bathroom so much? Geez, they must really have weak bladders. And then you end up talking. Anyway.
What the fuck?
Did you get to do some of their coke? Did you get to do the
Wait, you
homicide?
said they were detectives?
Yeah, one of them's a narcotics detective.
And they were
One's in
doing...
homicide.
No. We were allegedly, the band were allegedly
led to believe.
The band were allegedly doing substances in the bathroom whilst not knowing we were talking to two detectives.
Oh my god.
So did you share?
No, we just
But
panicked and just...
You panicked.
We panicked and hid them
They
behind...
don't fucking care, man.
You played
they're
this
off key, they don't
game
give a
with
fuck.
with these like detectives, and they had incredible knowledge.
No, it's just more like... It was like...
They had music.
They were like...
Musical homicide detectives.
They would just like talk about,
Cops
it's
clock
like...
off, dude. Cops clock off.
Well, it's
We've spoken about that before.
It's like they're like, all right, Bon Jovi. And we're like, oh, okay. Who's better than Bon Jovi?
Everyone.
Queen. They had to name an American rock and roll band. We had to name one from the Commonwealth that was better.
Nice.
We're like, who did Pour Some Sugar on Me?
Def Leppard.
Yeah, got Bon Jovi. Like, we got Def Leppard. We got Queen. All right, next question.
I always thought Def Leppard were Canadian, but they're
English.
They are English.
And another one we had a few trump cards. They'd name like an American metal band. We'd be like Black Sabbath, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah,
All right, Black Sabbath are better. We had a few trumps. They'd
That
name a rock and roll band. We'd be like, well, AC/DC. They're like, fuck.
Yeah.
So we had a few trumps up our sleeve.
And you won this battle.
And they're like, yeah, we most of the time the only
Thank God, because imagine what would have happened if you lost.
the only thing they'd say something would be like, and yeah, we had like a few trumps, which is like In Excess, AC/DC, Black Sabbath, and they're like, name another band. We're like, well,
Let's throw a Led Zeppelin in there.
yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And the only thing they couldn't get us on was Dylan. We're like, right.
Yeah, but do you
But then we
really-
realized they said Neil Young, and we're like, fuck. We're like, hang on a second, he's Canadian, technically
Yeah.
part of the Commonwealth. So
Correct.
now we've got
Yeah.
that. And then when it moved to grunge, that's when we were fucked.
Yeah, you're not
you can't
finding
really
too
compete.
many.
We were
to-
talking like rock and roll, and like of course the Stones was another trump card.
Who can you throw at the grunge bands? You can throw Psychos at the early ones.
I guess like Silverchair, but then
No, you can't do that.
nah,
Yeah,
can't
you
do
could.
you
No,
could, but they
can't do
just
that.
love Nirvana.
It's a different operation.
But yeah,
Yeah.
for rock and roll bands, they were just reeling off American rock and roll bands, and we always had an answer. And they were like, damn it, they are better.
Yeah, but also all the American like 90s punk rock bands as well. Hard to touch all of them.
Damn. Well, thank you for that story, Rudy.
It is hard to touch, but then you can go back and dive back into like, the sort of English punk bands of the era.
That's true. No one's touching that.
But there's also a band called Death,
Oh, Death are incredible.
who I don't know if we'd be able to touch. They're like, just three.
Politicians in My Eyes.
Yeah,
Death?
that band
Yeah.
Death, playing punk before punk was punk.
Yeah, that shit was incredible.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they didn't know about them, so we still won.
Are you trying to wrap this up? Because I want to keep
Yeah.
talking.
What do you want to ask him? You got
No,
like
I'm good.
5 minutes.
Just being a dick.
Is there anything burning in your mind that you want to?
No, I said all my off-topic things.
Yep.
I just really need to go to the toilet.
All
I
right.
don't know where it is, but I'm looking to like explode basically.
It's out in the car park.
Yeah,
It's on the
welcome.
street.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, it's cool.
I can't wait to use it. Well, okay, Rudy.
And that's all from us on BBC4. Tune in next time for the same sort of bullshit that you just heard. And have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you later.
I mean, that would be a good way to wrap it up if it was Rudy's
Well, it
show.
was. He just talked over it.
Dude, he just... I was going to stop as well. He closed it.
So you
He
just want
closed
to
it.
end? You just want to end like that, just randomly?
Yeah, can you say whatever you need to say, and then
And then he says what he just said. Okay.
No, he's going to say something new
Well,
now.
what I can do is like, thank you very much for having me. I'm just going to turn my mic off halfway. And it's not going back on.
Well, anyway, I want to say thank you to Rudy from the Delta Rigs.
You're welcome.
And yeah, we've been left brain, right brain, and this cute little dog as well.
Bailey.
Anyway, thank you very much. He's gone.